Carlos.
Wow, we're jumping right into it.
That's how we do it. I mean,
no, I love it.
There's nothing on the agenda, which I love.
Perfect.
I listen to a lot of podcasts that have a point to them. you know, like how to manage your finances better.
Mm-hmm.
Like what, like history podcasts and shit. And this podcast, no strategic idea around it.
Great.
Other than spending some time with some homies and
be yourself.
Be yourself. Be open and honest. You know.
Honest.
So I feel like there's some people who come on these things and they're afraid to just like say anything,
mm-hmm.
you know, and to be totally transparent with their personality, like they put on some shell or something.
Sure.
And I just don't care anymore, you know. I've nothing to lose or prove, so it's like, why not?
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful. Yeah,
that's a great way to. It's a good mentality to have in general.
Yeah, exactly. Especially in LA, where it's like you need to be
someone, something.
Kind of, yeah.
Everyone's someone in LA, huh?
Yeah, I guess so. And you just need to be extroverted. You know, to really get anywhere. Unfortunately,
that's real.
I think that's just life.
Yeah. I would say so.
2 degrees. So you're mostly just doing video work out here, huh?
Yes, mostly video work, direct, cinematography.
That's awesome.
I also edit. Starting to write more now, which is cool. But then I do fiddle with music and VJing.
Oh yeah, you're telling me that. VJ?
Yeah, VJing, video jockey.
Oh, nice, dude.
Yeah, projections really.
Yeah, I was gonna say
visuals for music.
Dude, we should
live visuals. That's the whole point.
I would love that.
Yeah, you know, I think a lot of bands, musicians, they'll just, you know, they'll have projections or visuals, but it's like they press play and it loops, you know. And for the most part, it doesn't really tell a story. It's just kind of like a backdrop.
Right.
But yeah, I love exploring that art form of live visuals during a concert.
Have you heard of Ezra Cohen?
Sounds familiar.
He's like a video dude who kind of specializes in that.
Okay.
And he but creates all these like After Effects.
Oh, dope. Yeah.
Things for popular artists.
Yeah, I love that.
But he comes out with like these bundle packs every once in a while that I've like tapped.
Oh, cool.
Occasionally, just for, you know, just like graphic assets.
Sure.
To fuck around.
With. Yeah. Dope.
And that's kind of the beautiful thing about it is like you can. There's no boundaries or parameters for a lot of those projects. I don't know if I could pull that off.
Yeah, I think you can be more experimental with it and abstract.
You ever smoke a joint and hop into a project like that, or do you try and do it sober?
Like when it's happening live.
Yeah.
I've been high doing that. I think it doesn't hurt.
Sure.
Depends on the scenario, but
I feel like everything I come up with when I'm baked is just trash, hot garbage, dude.
It can be hit or miss for me. Editing high is fun. Editing video high.
Oh yeah,
I really enjoy.
Okay.
Because I don't know what it is. You kind of get into it, especially if you're cutting to music. You kind of just sometimes I can get in a state of flow easier.
So are you playing music too?
Performing? No, not necessarily. Yeah. I like the term laptop musician.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people probably hate it.
I think there's more laptop musicians than I don't want to say real musicians. But,
no, I mean, you know, that could be a good debate.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to claim that laptop musicians are purists.
Sure.
But I, you know, speaking with the VJing and I like beat making. So Easily Flying Lotus is kind of like, I wouldn't even say like someone I strive to be, but he's like a face of a lot of that. Yeah. And on his Wikipedia, laptop musician. And the minute I saw that, I'm like, I can relate to that.
Yeah.
Cause I play a little bit of guitar, a little bit of piano, you know, and I played the trombone growing up.
Was your household musical at all or no?
No, not really. My dad always wanted me to be like a big time guitarist. He wanted me to be like Carlos Santana.
That's how my dad was the same thing. He wasn't a musician at all. He played the accordion.
Okay. Accordion's sick.
But wasn't like serious about
I love the accordion.
Yeah.
It's in a lot of cumbia.
It's kind of sad. It's a lot of it's like a dying instrument in its own way.
I could see that.
You know, maybe not. Yeah, a lot of Latin
Yeah.
Like,
but you're right. It's not super common.
not mainstream.
And it's very specific to a specific genre now.
Right. And it doesn't look the coolest, you know?
No.
Like, not a lot of kids
Yeah.
have posters of accordion players on their walls, you know?
Yeah, like I can't, it's, if you play the accordion, you're like definitely above the age of 30, I feel.
Right. So
no, it's a good point.
Where'd you grow up?
San Antonio, Texas.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Nice, dude.
Yeah.
When did you dip out?
Well, went to college in Austin, so shortly after, 2012 officially out here.
You do want to stay in Austin?
No, not at the time. And it's funny, I got that
It's
a lot.
different now, eh?
Yeah, well, you know, you'll hear this from any person who's ever lived in Austin. It was cool when I lived there, or it was cool during this time.
Sure.
That's always been the case. You can go back all the way to the 60s. And there will be someone like, well, back in my day, Austin was a small town. But I really, really do think the tipping point was shortly after I left, like 2012.
Yeah.
I mean, it was already getting there, and I think you could see it, but now it's like...
Which is like foreign staters coming in.
Almost unrecognizable.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't necessarily dislike it. You know, it was bound to happen, I think. It was always a tech city.
Sure.
You know, you had Dell there and Whole Foods.
I mean, it's like the one city in Texas that everyone who isn't a diehard,
yeah,
you know,
that's real.
Not redneck, but you know.
No, I feel you. No, there's truth in that. It's like a little piece of California in Austin.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Dude, I love all the food trucks out there.
Oh, it's so great. The food's amazing.
Like that's its own documentary right there. If there hasn't already been one.
The food in Austin?
Yeah,
yeah, that'd be dope. You could do Tex-Mex, meets barbecue. And they got all these new cuisines now. It's gotten a lot better.
I gotta see. Where is that documentary? The pie and to live in pie in
LA. Yeah.
Is that just on YouTube?
Yeah, it's on YouTube. I think it was on like some of the Tastemade channels. Yeah, I'll send it over to you.
Nice, dude.
Yeah, that was fun to do. It was making a case for LA.
Did you gain like 20 pounds by the end of it?
Oh no, thankfully not. I have an incredibly fast metabolism, so
that's good.
I'm fortunate in that. But I learned a lot through that. The pizza scene in LA is great. It's just not your traditional pizza.
Right.
You know, you can just get like pizza with kimchi on it or pizza with mole. Yeah. And it's actually really well done.
There is good pizza in LA. And I've talked shit about it coming from Chicago. And I think I'm allowed to.
You are. You know? New Yorkers or Chicagoans?
Yeah.
Yeah, can definitely talk shit. Yeah. That's justifiable.
There's specific flavors in Chicago that you can't find out here for sure. There's something, you know what I haven't found out here is Sicilian pizza, which is like a thicker bread, almost like a focaccia type bread.
Okay.
I haven't been able to find that in years.
Neither have I. So.
And no one even knows what that is. Right?
I don't.
Yeah.
It sounds good though.
It's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
And Chicago obviously has the deep dish, which you can't really get out here.
Yeah, the deep dish spot that I used to go to, I haven't been in a while, was Masa of Echo Park. I don't know if you've been.
No.
Yeah. Apparently they import their sausages from Chicago. If that means anything.
Yeah, it does.
It is really good though. And it kind of has like a neighborhoody family vibe.
Nice. Dude.
And then you got to wait 40 minutes for your pizza to be ready.
What made you make that doc? Or was it like a brainchild of other people?
I was the cinematographer on that. So someone else directed that. And he works with Tastemade. Actually, I was just on the phone with him shortly. Nick Stanich. Yeah.
What's he tapping you for now?
Something similar, but now we're going to Miami and doing something here in LA.
Some like Cuban shit.
Possibly. I think we're working with an artist who's Dominican.
Nice.
So I don't know if that's going to tie in.
I was in Miami. I last summer I flew into Miami and drove all the way to Boston with a couple buddies.
Wow.
It was like a photography type thing.
Cool.
And we got into Miami like at like midnight, and we were just so fucking hungry, and we couldn't find anything. And we were like wandering down this really sketchy neighborhood, and there was like a beacon of a truck, you know, just like covered in lights, and just a sketchy neighborhood. And it was like a Cuban sandwich spot, and we're like trying to like get these Sammies from them, and no one on the truck spoke English, and we're like, just give us anything you have. And we tipped them up, And dude, it was one of the best sandwiches I've ever had.
Hell yeah.
And it was in the middle of nowhere, and I'll never find that truck again.
Yeah.
It's just
Do you remember the name?
No,
Yeah.
not at all.
That's how it be though.
Yeah, I know.
It's just like it's almost too good to be true.
That's what I like about the trucks thing. They're like a traveling merchant that like you might see down the road. Probably not though.
You might catch, yeah.
Yeah.
Cuban food's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, super underrated.
You spent time in Miami?
I have recently. Yeah, I was there in February.
Did you travel a lot for work then?
It comes and goes. A
Yeah.
lot of my work is outside of LA though, I would say.
Got you.
Which is cool. I enjoy it.
What are you shooting on usually?
Camera wise?
Yeah.
Depends.
Mostly digital.
Oh,
yeah.
Only digital.
Yeah.
I haven't shot a film thing in a minute.
Yeah.
Super 8, for
Sure.
fun, but I would love to get a project where I just haven't been on a project, at least as cinematographer, where the director's like, we're shooting on film, 35 millimeter or Super 16.
Yeah.
It's always,
That's
I think
a
that's maybe,
commitment.
yeah, it is. And it's a budget thing too.
Yeah. IMAX.
IMAX. Yeah, no, it varies though. Alexa Mini, the
Yeah.
red, all the red systems.
Right.
This Sony FX9 is a really hot camera right now for doc work. Those are mainly, and then I own a Blackmagic, which we have here in the house.
Dude, the thing is a beast.
Which one you got there? 6K?
The 4K.
4K, nice.
No.
Yeah, they're great cameras. I like them.
Dude, I film everything on it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Oh yeah.
I told you I have that 16 milli cam that I got from this Russian dude on Instagram.
Yes, you did share that with me. Have you shot on it yet?
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
It
Okay.
looks so good.
Dude.
I'm thinking about bringing it. I'm going to be in Europe all of September.
No shit. What for?
Just backpacking and like building out
Sick.
some photography for maybe a new gallery or something.
Ooh. Okay.
Um,
Where in Europe?
I'm flying into Warsaw.
Oh,
And
cool.
then
Poland?
yeah.
Nice.
This is going to be like a
Your fifth time talking about this on the podcast? No.
yeah, I mean, to a degree, but a last minute audible of spending like a lot of time in Italy or not. Like if I get there, I'm like, just like, I gotta be here a little while,
Yeah.
But I'm thinking of hitting, basically going down Prague, Budapest, Venice, and then shooting up to like Paris
Sick.
and outside of there.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know,
That'd be fun.
maybe I'll join the Ukraine.
Oh shit.
Fiasco.
Yeah. Why not?
Just to bring my helmet.
You wanted good photography. There you
Yeah, exactly.
That stuff will sell.
That'll be my National Geographic
There you go.
application.
Yeah, that'd be a good start.
Film changed my life though.
Shooting on film.
Yeah,
Good for you,
because
man.
I was shooting digital photography for a little bit, and I just never liked anything I was doing.
What do you think caused that? Like, do you think it's the process? You have to be like a little bit more disciplined and specific with what you want to get, or if it's just
I think all of that. Yeah,
you have to do less
the look
color
of-
grading and stuff. It's
yeah.
like you just get the look
yeah
already.
Yeah, it was like a luck out in terms of the lens that I also bought for my Mamiya RZ that I shoot on.
What lens is that?
A 90 mil. And
Is that the one you brought to the pool party?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
It just works in like any situation.
Sure.
Like amazing portraits. I can back up and shoot great like landscape shots. And all like so easy to I like the pole belt, like the bellows focus thing too.
Mm-hmm.
I think that just works better for my wrist than doing like a 35 type thing.
Sure.
And so like, yeah, I can catch moments faster. I think for portraits, people are more willing to have a photo taken of them on this thing than if it was just another 35 for some
That's
reason.
real.
They feel
That's
like
real.
they're more, I don't know, involved. Or, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, that was how we met. I
Yeah.
saw you holding the camera and I was like, yo, dude,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
that's, not every day where you just go to a pool party and someone's carrying one of those.
Right,
Like,
right. Yeah,
I was like-
it attracts some sort of attention that I like, I guess.
No, I mean, well, that's a part of it, but also like, yeah, when you're getting your photo taken, you feel like you're getting a serious photo.
Yeah.
And
It's not just iPhone.
the subject wants to bring it because it is film.
Yeah.
And, you get like 1 or 2 takes and that's it. It's
Right.
not like, yo, we're going to fire
Exactly.
50 photos here and choose the best one.
Yeah. And like when I do photo shoots for like artists or whatever, it's like, yeah, I come home and I have 40 photos that I love rather than 1,000 and maybe 10 that I love.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. No, I respect that, man. I wish I could shoot more film. And honestly, I should probably just start with stills. I don't shoot enough stills as I should. You know, it's mostly video, but you know, it's basically the same thing. And it's like,
well, dude, with the 16 milli, I have I have a lab in Maryland that I have develop it, and then they ship it to a dude in Denver that scans it.
Oh wow!
And then I buy the film from like all over the place. But that was like, those are like the cheapest people I can find, and like the mailing costs, you know,
nothing,
negligent. So, so yeah, like if they lost my film in the mail, I would cry. But that hasn't happened yet.
Awesome.
Knock on fucking wood. But yeah, dude, there's something about just like that emulsion, you know?
It's the aesthetic, man. It's the look. I still enjoy it. You know, I always get excited when I see a movie now that was shot on film.
Yeah.
It's, you know, not everyone will always know how to explain it, but they feel it. I feel, you know.
Did you see the Oppenheimer movies, like the first like black and white IMAX film that Kodak made specifically for?
Wow, that's dope.
For it, because I think it was like something where they actually like provided the film that shot the actual like nuclear blasts, you know. So
shit.
it was like something kind of that they felt obligated to be part of, you know.
That's incredible. Well, Kodak, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure trying to find ways to stay relevant too, you know.
Right.
So
I mean, I think they're making plenty of money off me on my own, you know? You know?
Yeah, actually, I wonder how they're doing. They must be doing well, because I think
they're doing
film's trendy, you know?
Yeah.
Or can be.
Dude, they keep raising prices, and that's fucking my life up.
Yeah. Yeah, I just saw that trailer for the first time, like, was it a week ago? It looks dope.
It looks so sick.
I'm excited.
Do you go see movies often or no?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm an AMC A-lister. Yeah.
Is that where you get like three
movies a week?
Yeah.
At least.
Awesome.
I think it's the best deal in town. I used to go to the ArcLight a lot in Hollywood, but that hasn't opened since the pandemic.
Was AMC or what was that really bad? It was like $11 a month, and you could see like a limited movies.
Oh,
and
what
it
was
just
that?
and it just kept.
Was it Movie Pass?
Was that
what it's called?
yeah.
Yeah.
I was company,
like,
it was just hemorrhaging money.
Yeah.
Like the worst business plan.
Yeah, it wasn't sustainable. It never was. Everyone knew it too. It was just.
And a lot of those companies are like that, where they just hemorrhage like $1 billion until they become profitable.
A lot of companies. I mean, Amazon wasn't profitable for like 20 years or whatever.
It's hard to believe that you would invest in something like that.
I know. It's hype and potential.
Yeah.
You know, and that's how they get you too. Like, you know, the Uber prices, I think, went up over a few years.
Mm-hmm.
Well, a lot of it had to do with the laws and stuff with freelancers, but a lot of it had to do with Uber was just making it cheaper until everyone got on board and got used to their system and wanted to Uber everywhere. And once that point happened, then they started raising prices. And so a lot of businesses, they try to get you on board first, then they actually give you the price that they originally wanted. Yeah. You know, everyone makes it cheap or free at first, and then
I always, when I get into like LAX or something, I always like compare like Uber or Lyft, and then like, should I roll the dice on a taxi? The taxi always costs me up the ass.
Yeah, I bet.
It's never the move.
Yeah.
It's never been the move.
Unless a job is taking care of the Uber or I'm in a rush to get back, I'll sometimes take the flyaway, the bus that goes to the, I guess in Long Beach though, I don't know how you would do that.
It's a little far.
Yeah.
I know, you just need like your own little smart car scooter running.
Yeah.
You've been riding a scooter on the 405.
Yeah, LAX is annoying. It's they're finally building a metro train into it.
Right.
It took till 2024 or whenever it's going to open for that to happen.
LAX is a shit show.
What a brilliant idea! Let's build a train into the airport of the second largest city of the country.
Or why not? You know, retrofit the whole fucking country with some decent rails.
Yeah, I was watching this video on TikTok the other day, like breaking down all the bullet trains in China.
Yeah,
and how they all like they built the first one like 10 or 20, like 15 years ago, and they have this whole network now that
Dude, why can't we do that?
We could.
The
resources are there. It's
we just like spend money on cars.
Yeah, cars and airlines. I mean, the airline industry has that on lock, and I mean,
is that what it is?
I
like
think
them
so.
lobbying?
I think so. I because you build great bullet trains, people are going to fly less.
Yeah,
it's just and yeah, I mean, California's. I don't know what the deal is with their bullet train. They were going to build one from.
I think they're to San Francisco,
San Diego to Sacramento.
I think it's like the Big Dig in Boston, where it's just like costing a shit ton of money and just like hitting every roadblock.
I mean, sounds good on paper. Texas talked about having a triangle one between Dallas, Austin, and Houston. Yeah, it's just, I don't know why, it's kind of strange, but yeah, I think it has a lot to do with individualism. We love our cars.
Right.
And yeah, it's something that like, it takes a lot of money and it takes a few years to get done. So it's like, you don't reap the rewards right away.
How is traffic in Austin? Because I hear it's shit now, but I heard it was more feasible back in the day.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't lived there in a while, so I can't, I've been there a handful of times since I moved out, but yeah, it's a shit show.
Yeah.
It's just, there's one highway really, I-35, that goes right through the city, and it's just always on lock.
Were you seeing any girls out there when you were living there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In college, definitely. Austinites.
The good old days.
The good old days, yeah.
What's the difference between an Austin girl and a Cali girl? Night and day.
Austin girls is ready to get married sooner.
Oh,
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No question. That's just Texas. That, yeah. Friendlier, more down to earth, I would say, from the get-go.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. How so? You mean like they're, that Southern Belle energy?
Yeah. I just think it's just more cheerful and, I don't know. I also live in LA, so I can't speak for all of California, but
sure.
LA is very career-driven, and what do you do,
Yeah.
And it's less that in Austin, but maybe it's changed. I'm speaking for 2012,
Right.
Damn, maybe it's like
10 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe it's like now it's like, what tech company are you in, or do you work for Facebook? I don't know. It seems to have gotten a lot yuppier since I moved. That's the consensus.
That is a sad thing. Where like, I mean, it's always been a thing where what do you do matters.
Yeah. It's very quick here in LA, though. Let's be real.
Yeah. And
I'm guilty of it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who you associate with is relevant to what they do for a living,
Yeah.
Like I like being around creatives.
Me too. That's why I'm here.
Yeah.
That's why we're here in this room.
Yeah. I think that's another thing too that's in regards to like dating. I like being with a creative girl.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can't really be with someone who doesn't have that
mentality
type of spark in their brain.
Sure.
Like there's something we can't relate with. Or some creative endeavor that we can like spend time doing together,
Collaborate.
Yeah. Like without that, you're just not as sexy to me.
That's real.
Do you feel like that? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of a mixture. I've dated both super creatives and not creative. For me, it's a little bit of a balance.
Some super creative girls are also a little wacky.
Actors.
Oh yeah.
I'm joking. Yeah, I mean, sometimes it could be with the creative thing, it could be a little bit too much ego, or just like, I already know I'm like all over the place.
Yeah.
Like schedule wise, how I'm feeling a certain day, when I want to because when you're creative, sometimes you feel it and you're in it and you got to output, and then sometimes you're not and you're off and you're very much the opposite. You're charging. And I could see it, maybe for me in the past, it's been, there's been some conflict when both people are that, Sure. Sometimes, I need someone. It's nice to date someone who's like super organized and super like, not to say creatives aren't, but super like also just like out of the industry sometimes is nice, It's just like sometimes it's nice to be with someone who's just like doesn't know all the shit and it's like,
I went on this date with this girl who
just stop there. No.
Yeah. She told me like I was telling her like the stuff that I do for work and money, and also like fun. Like I'm not honestly not making. I have ads on my podcast, not pulling crazy numbers financially through it. But it's more for fun and for the relationships I'm building through it.
Hell yeah.
But she made I wouldn't say a fuss, but the argument that I'm doing these things solely for fame or something. And I'm like, fame isn't really the goal, you know? It's just I'm enjoying doing the things that I enjoy doing. And if fame is a product of being successful around those endeavors, so be it. But she was like an LA girl born and raised, and she I guess she just has this mentality of being tired of people who come to LA and chase like these dreams or something. I'm like, you should probably leave LA.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, fair.
But I don't know. It irked me in some way. We didn't
go on a second date.
Didn't work out. But I don't know. Like I understand that where you grow up around people who are very clout chasey or something in this town,
and they're all from other cities,
right?
But that's LA. People
come here to pursue showbiz and creativity.
18% of all Angelinos are work in the industry.
It's hard to avoid it.
Yeah, it's a big part of the city.
Yeah.
I think it's just a balance, but I'm also like, I wouldn't say I would have to date someone who's fully creative. I'm open. It's a perk. I just need someone to also, I think the important for me is
support it.
To support it, to understand my creative mentality.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to schedule things sometimes 2 weeks in advance. I could say like, sure, let's do this on the 14th, but I got a gig and I haven't worked in like a week or so. Like I need to take this.
Sure.
Like,
I think people understand that here, where it's like nothing is always every day.
Yeah.
And there's a week where you're doing jack shit and trying to land the next thing. And I think there's definitely some girls will see that as you being a bum or something, like they want that stability.
Yeah.
But I can't guarantee that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
As much as I would love some stability.
You want stability?
Yeah.
Go meet a guy in Texas.
Yeah, right. Yeah. The ranch hands there working every fucking hour of the day.
Yeah.
I don't know. I couldn't do that. Wake up at 4 or 5 a.m. and tend to the barn.
No, definitely not. Not the lifestyle for me. I'm glad people do. I mean, we need farmers.
Right. We need more farmers.
Probably. There
is something, romantic about being a farmer, though. Like knowing what you have to do every day. You have to keep these plants growing, keep these animals alive. I mean, hopefully your shit don't die on you.
Yeah.
Like some dust bowl swings through.
Some famine. Yeah. Some drought.
Because that'll fuck you forever.
No,
Because those dudes take like $1 million loans on like seeds and feed for every season.
Wow.
And that's a lot of stress.
That is a lot of stress. Well, thank you to all the farmers.
We're just so out of that world.
So out of it.
And they're probably not listening to this podcast.
Definitely not. Definitely too woke.
Yeah. Way too
woke.
But
I'm thankful for what they do. I mean, they're clearly essential, Oh
yeah. It is interesting too, like 200 years ago, where they're just like, dude, just go west, take any fucking land you want.
Yeah.
Just set up shop. We just want more white people out there. And that was basically how this country was built.
A lot of it was, yeah.
Unfortunately.
No denying that.
Your family is from Mexico?
My father is.
Oh, yeah.
My mother's from Panama.
You spent time in Mexico?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Lots of time.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, especially in the last few years. I been to Oaxaca a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Went like 3 times in the last year or two. Mexico City, Puebla.
What's your delicacy? What's your food of choice out there?
Tacos.
Yeah. Night and day.
Honestly, all the above though.
Yeah.
Mezcal in Oaxaca. All foods though. I mean, tacos
shit.
for sure. It's just
breakfast, lunch.
Yeah, all day.
I love it, dude. I know. I was in Cabo, which is like the fakest Mexican town.
It's a Mexican town.
It's a Mexican
in Mexico.
town. But I left like the bullshit strip and like wandered deep into like the neighborhoods and stuff so I could find like some real food. And this is at like 8 a.m. And there's like a taqueria. Like,
hell yeah.
Everyone's getting tacos like 8 a.m.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I have to
get
get these 8 a.m. tacos right now.
Hell yeah.
And it was like the best like birria taco I've ever had, dude.
That's what's up. Damn, at 8 a.m. That's a commitment.
I mean, like, it was weird. Like, everyone's like going to work and just getting their breck in, dude.
That's incredible. So have you spent a lot of time in Mexico?
I haven't, you know, just like vacay.
Mm-hmm.
My sister got married in Puerto Vallarta 10 years ago. So I was there for like a week or so.
Oh, cool.
Spent a lot of time in like the town. Haven't really done anything super authentic, which is what I want more of in my life, not this touristy shit. You know, I don't really like staying in some like banging hotel.
Mm-hmm.
I would much rather.
There's a time and place for that, though.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes that's fun.
If it's someone else's bill.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly. How was your family? What did your parents do growing up?
My father's a teacher, professor, and then my mother's a nurse. Actually, she retired, no longer a nurse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool, though.
Yeah.
Did you live with other family?
Just brother, sister, middle child. Yeah.
Nice, dude.
Yeah.
Or are they in the U.S.?
They are. No, they're not. My brother's in San Antonio.
Okay.
He's got a family. My sister's in Spain. She's been there for like 8 years now, maybe longer.
That's the move, dude.
That's the move. Yeah.
Damn.
She's in Valencia.
Really?
Yeah.
You been there with her?
I visited her and went to Valencia for the first time this last Christmas.
Yeah.
New Year's. It was incredible.
Damn.
She used to live in Madrid. You know, visited her a few times there too.
Dude, Spain. I just hear good things about
Spain's
Spain
dope.
every fucking week, I feel like.
Yeah.
I mean, anything's an upgrade from this country. Let's be honest.
Yeah. Well, yeah, in a lot of ways.
In a lot of ways.
But yeah, Spain is what I know most from Europe. I still need to do more exploring, but
what's the different, like, I know like Catalan has its own like dialect, right?
Mm-hmm. It's more, I don't know if it's dialect. I always get confused.
There's like
it almost sounds like another language. Like,
yeah,
I don't understand any of it.
Yeah, that's what I took Spanish all through high school, and my teacher was like Spain more of that oriented, I guess, but knew these different dialects. And I was always like, so if I was Mexican born and raised, and I just fell into Catalan, would I be able to survive? Essentially,
yes.
Yeah, probably.
Well, everyone speaks Catalan, but they also speak Spanish.
Normal Spanish,
yeah. So it's like
vosotros.
Yeah, vosotros. That's very big Spain Spanish.
Yeah.
They don't use that in Latin America. But yeah, the north region, especially where Barcelona is, yeah, you'll get there, and everyone understands Spanish, but a lot of the locals are speaking Catalan. And that throws off a lot of people. Like, it's not really common knowledge.
Yeah.
It threw me off the first time I went. I was like, what?
I would love to go to a killer tapas bar out there.
Oh, yeah, dude. Tapas
and like
on deck.
A 4-hour lunch.
Oof, yes. I mean, you don't have a choice because the waiters take so long.
That's all right.
Yeah. And like, you know, that's
a lot of that.
It's annoying at first because we're Americans and we're so used to fast service.
Right now.
Yeah, like, oh, come sit down. Let me bring out waters. What would you like to order? All within the first 30 seconds or a minute. In Spain, that can take 10 to 15 minutes for just that initial.
I love that, dude.
There's no rush.
France, it's just kind of the same vibe.
Different mentality. It's like no one's in a rush. Like, where are you rushed to? Like, why do you need to get out of here so soon?
That's how life should be, dude.
You're supposed to sit down and talk and drink and have fun with your friends. Like,
dude, Americans just work themselves to death.
We do.
Because we like that.
I'm guilty of it.
We like those Benjamins. I do it, and I tell myself not to do it sometimes, but then I feel like I'm falling behind or something when I'm not.
You're not.
In my brain, I am. I don't work for anyone.
Same.
You know, like there's no deadlines.
I'm a freelancer.
Yeah.
No, that's so real. Honestly, not talked about enough. I like to think the mentality is shifting a little bit. But yeah, we're conditioned to just work hard and take no days off.
Right. I do that all the time where I'm like, no, I miss like holidays with family because I'm like, I'm trying to work or something. I'm like, and then that holiday passes and I'm like, why the fuck did I do that?
Yeah.
You know, why didn't I spend a few $100, hop on a flight? You know,
Oh, dude, you're speaking.
like how many holidays do you get with your loved ones? Maybe if you're lucky, 70.
Yeah.
You know, and those just tick off every year.
That's real.
If you're lucky.
Yeah, I think it was Aziz Ansari in one of his stand-ups like broke it down. And he was like, if you had to really count up, especially if you live away from your family, like if you had to count up how many more times you're going to see your parents, like what would that number be, you know?
Right, dude.
It's kind of crazy. And, you know,
It's
especially
sad.
for us who don't live with our parents, it's like, yeah, how many times, you know, if I had to guess a number, how many more visits will I have left with them? It's like kind of eerie to think about.
No, I know. I mean, both of my parents are gone, unfortunately.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
No, it's okay. But I think about that too, of like, I wish, you know, they passed away when I was like 20. And if I was older and, you know, just had an adult brain, how many times I wish I could have had adult conversations with them, you know, just picked their knowledge more. But I think that's in America, we don't really respect our elders in any way. You know, we try and like put them in a home or, you know, just like compartmentalize them somewhere.
That's real.
Because they become a burden. And do they really? I don't know. I mean, some do.
if you're not helping
make money.
Yeah, if you're not helping the machine,
you lose your value.
Yeah, if you're not helping the machine go, it's like, what do you have to offer? Are you making me money? No, well then, you know, go sit in this, you know, in the home here.
Right. And it's so fucking sad. Like how many stories, love stories, how many business, you know, strategies they've tackled in their lives that they could teach you.
Absolutely.
But Americans are also very stubborn people. You know, they get in their ways. Maybe that's just human nature.
But you're right. I think you're onto something. You know, when I think of like Japan or India,
right?
You know, if you're older,
you live with your family.
You have the wisdom. Like you respect your elders. They come first, and you respect them because they have wisdom that you don't. You know, and I think in America, especially, we definitely celebrate young and strong.
Right. That's our biggest problem. We're an ageist society, dude. We're like, if you don't have your shit together by the end of your 20s or something, it's almost like
you fucked up.
You're a bum.
You lazy asshole.
You fucking idiot.
You socialist piece of shit.
And that's the scary thing. Exactly. I wish we had a little more of that. I wish I had a little more socialism in my life, bro. Like
public libraries.
Yeah. I know. I wish there was a good one around here. Long Beach ain't got shit. Like the music industry is a prime example of the younger you are.
Oh yeah.
The more marketable you are, I guess. The longer your career can be in some executives' eyes, which I don't really buy into. But it's like how many great musicians don't hit their prime until their mid-30s. And by then
you might be less marketable.
You're less marketable, less labels, and I fucking hate labels, but less of them are willing to invest in you.
Sure.
And it's also too, I mean, once you hit your mid-30s, you're also specializing in a lot more paths in your life. But that's also convening where you start having more serious relationships and maybe a kid, and then you spend less time doing the creative thing because there isn't enough money coming through it. And that's but there is a pro and con of the idea that there's like no way to, at least for me, to raise a child anymore. You know, like financially.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would love to have kids. I would, but I don't see it being feasible without everyone in the situation being poor. You know,
yeah, it's a lot of millennials. That's a real.
And buying homes. You know, just everything that our parents could do. But the pro of it is me being, I can just do my creative shit forever. You know.
Yeah, sounds kind of nice.
You know, until
you're 75 years old and you're like, what the fuck did I do with my life?
I know.
No, I'm joking.
And you're on your deathbed surrounded by no one.
Oh man.
But that's the scary thing.
Yeah.
Is growing old and lonely.
With no one, yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah. I mean, you're right. It's definitely more of a financial burden to have a kid in today's world. Absolutely.
Would you ever do it?
I'm open to it.
Yeah.
Maybe more so than I was like 5 years ago. But for me, it completely depends on the partner.
Right.
Yeah, I think that comes first. Like,
you don't want to jump in a fucking kid, dude.
Yeah. I don't want a kid for the sake of having a kid. I want a kid because my partner wants one too, and I'm ready for one, and we're both in a situation where we can do that, you know?
Yeah.
But just, it's a kind of a strange thing. It's like, I don't want a kid just to have a kid, you know? And I think a lot of people want that, but I'm open to it, but
I think a lot of people have kids without realizing the finances that go into having a kid.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of work, a lot of responsibility. I
mean, how many children are unplanned? I would say 3/4 of them. You know?
Right.
You know?
That's real.
Especially in the South where, you know, you ain't ending that pregnancy.
Yeah, you're not. Nothing to do about that. You got to leave the state.
All right. I know, man. That's a scary thing.
That's super scary.
That people even care about what someone else does with their own body.
It's so strange.
It's so strange.
I don't get it. And it's crazy how it's like sometimes the number one issue why someone will vote a certain way.
Yeah.
Is because they don't want anyone to decide whether they want to have a kid or not.
Mm-hmm. The whole idea of forcing, I mean, we have laws, we have governance, I guess. And with that, there's some moral dilemmas in every policy, I guess. Mm-hmm. But yeah, there's especially in this country where there's a freedom ingrained in being an American, I guess. Mm-hmm. Like the idea of freedom is one of our exports, I guess.
Sure. No, it's a principle that a lot of us stand on.
Yeah, and that's why,
or think we do.
And that's why people come here.
Yeah.
Because they come from somewhere that
had less freedom.
Quote unquote. And then, there's some states that, Florida, you know, that just like, you know, try and become this theocracy or strip back anything that doesn't jive with whatever religion that they're brainwashed by.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. Are you religious?
No.
Don't tell your parents.
Not traditionally.
Yeah.
I'm open to ideas. I think there's truth in a lot of works.
Sure.
But no, I wouldn't say I'm religious.
Yeah, me neither. I went to Catholic school my whole life.
Really?
Yeah.
I can tell.
You can
Just joking.
Yeah.
I went to Christian school up until middle school.
Yeah.
A private Baptist school.
What a waste of money, dude.
Yeah. Yes and no. I mean, mostly yes, because of the indoctrination.
It is an indoctrination.
But I will say, you know,
they're nicer. Some of them are nicer schools.
Well, when I went to public school, I was like a year or two ahead of the students.
Oh, yeah.
So you're paying for something, I guess.
Sure.
But yeah, the indoctrination's super fucked.
There needs to be, and I don't think private school teachers, at least some of them, make more money than the public school ones.
A lot of them don't know. They might get more benefits maybe, or more control, or I don't know. I don't know how that works. I guess when it's private, it just depends on this institution.
Right, like a higher income area. But that's the scariest thing about this country is we invest, we just put money towards so many of the wrong things.
It's crazy.
And there's so much money.
So much money.
Flowing through the government and through taxes.
Corporations.
And corporations.
I think about that all the time when I'm arguing something about usually a socialist idea, like, oh, we need access to healthcare, we need access to education.
Yeah.
How are we going to pay for that? The money is there. It's always been there.
Right.
We are, the richest country in the history of mankind.
Yeah. Like, do we need to be paying these senators as much money as they make? Because they all get paid off. They're all multimillionaires. I would love if there was just more common people in government.
Well, what they need to do is they need to limit senator terms, right? You can be a senator for a really long time.
For sure.
And that to me seems problematic. I think it should be a system where you're in it for a bit and then you're out of it. And then we get kind of new blood or a fresh mind or someone who's not bought up by everyone.
100 years old.
Yeah, because if you're a senator of a state for 50 years, you're going to have some relationships that are like you shouldn't have, and the system's already a little rigged.
It is. What's particularly rigged is like, I don't know Nancy Pelosi does it, but like they all do it. Where they
stocks.
Stocks.
That's fucked. I want that to be overturned.
That is the most fucked thing ever.
I know.
Dude.
And I love how it took this long for us to be like, oh, maybe,
people
government
voting.
Officials who have more intel than we do shouldn't be able to play the game. Yeah. All the intel. The most important intel.
Like the ultimate cheating.
Yeah. Like, let's invest in Zoom because I heard about this pandemic that's coming up.
I see so many articles where it's like, this senator sold 4,000 shares of so-and-so stock after they passed this law, or whatever, before they passed the law. And nothing comes of it. Mm-hmm. Nothing, no one gets arrested. Yeah. Or fined.
Was it white collar crime is the best crime you can do without getting in trouble.
I know. I need to do more of that.
Finances, still money. If you have a lot of money and you steal money, you're going to be fine.
Yeah. Where would you launder your money? What business do you think could launder the best?
Oh, man. That's a good question. I would have to look into that.
I know you got a lot of money to launder.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I would try to keep it overseas or something where the laws are different.
I think a comedy club.
Comedy club. Okay. I like that.
Because
that's a movie.
Because it's like how many costs do you really have other than drinks and paying the staff, sound guy, and some shitty comedian?
That's true.
Yeah. Like the sound guy doesn't have to do anything. Like I could run sound and be the booker.
Yeah. Easily.
And then you say you're paying Carlos for a 20-minute set and just, an extra 10% for me. Mm-hmm.
I think you're onto something there.
I should probably delete that so that, the IRS doesn't. Like how much money
is enough.
Is enough. That's true.
I don't know if you're going to say that, but
that's true. Yeah. I wasn't going to say that, but I've been thinking about that a lot because I'm at this point where I'm hitting all my expenses. Mm-hmm. I'm socking away some money, but it's not like I have some friends that are socking away a lot of money, and then they're also in cheaper cities where it's easier to do that. And it's just something in the back of my brain of like, if I wasn't in this city, first of all, I don't know what other city I'd want to be in. Like the amount of
good question.
Yeah. The amount of creativity flowing through LA is like what I need in my life. Chicago didn't really have that, at least to the degree I wanted. And I don't know where else, like New York, like I don't want to deal with the winter again, dude. Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, fuck that. I dealt with that for 25 years in one of the worst cities to deal with it in the US. Portland just sounds like a shit show. I mean,
yeah.
And I don't want to be in Texas.
That's fair. That's real.
Or Florida.
No, same.
Like what does that leave you?
Yeah, no,
Nashville.
I'm with you.
It's almost too country for me.
I think the only other city I could do, but I wouldn't. It is New York, but it's just too much.
Too much,
and it's way more expensive.
Yeah, I paid $2,000 for my 2-bed here, which is literally the best you will get.
Good deal. Yeah,
the best you will get, and good luck paying that for anything.
Yeah,
in New York.
I saw another TikTok video. of this.
You got to get off that. Too.
This I do. Probably should. Of this person interviewing like young kids in New York. They were like all in Central Park, and he's just asking like
how much they make.
Yeah, like what do you do for a living? How do you pay for rent?
Yeah.
And I'm sure he edits it a certain way, but he's catching all these like upper middle class kids who are admitting that their parents helped them out to stay there.
It's probably in Manhattan or something.
I couldn't imagine. Yeah, you have to make I always think that when I'm in New York, like, how do you afford to live here? You're either like rent hasn't gone up on you and your landlord's chill, or you have a shit ton of money, or you're like barely grinding it through, which might be most of the city.
Or hella roommates.
Hell of a roommates.
I mean that's the city. I mean LA and New York, dude. I think like these are some of the most hardworking people. If you aren't being supported in some way.
That's real. The hustle's real.
You have to hustle to survive. And New York, like
it might have the biggest hustle in the country.
The most hustle, and that's why people work themselves
to death
relentlessly over there. And I don't know if that's really the work-life balance.
Yeah. Definitely not.
And to I don't know if I can do roommates again unless it's a significant other, dude.
Yeah, that's real.
Like I did that. I lived with my band all through college.
Sick.
And a few years after. But it was as much fun as it was, it's gross. It gets gross. And there's just, you butt heads.
Yeah.
Just with any relationship.
Sure.
But there's, I don't know, man. I just like having my own space that you can.
I'm with you.
Manage how you want. You live on your own?
I actually have roommates.
Oh yeah.
I have two.
Oh God, shoot down.
I've one of them I've lived with for the last 10 years in the same apartment.
10 years?
Yeah, 10 years. Went to film school together.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm with you. I'm like kind of ready to live on my own, but I'm also just like I have such a good situation that I'm just like soaking it all up.
You're saving money,
a lot.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I'm also like out of my house. Like I'm traveling a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think at the right time it will happen. But you have all valid reasons.
Right. I mean, dude, I want to move further into LA because everyone I know and love and all the money I make is more so in LA than Long Beach. It's just.
You're in a good spot, though.
I'm in a good spot.
It's always like an hour drive tops, right?
Yeah. Anywhere further than Long Beach, people are like, I'm not going over there.
Yeah, sure.
Like once you get into Orange County or something,
yeah.
people are like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, that's like a day event.
Yeah.
Long Beach isn't that far.
It isn't. It's still LA County. I tell people that.
Yeah. I like that. Still LA County. You should do a commercial for Long Beach.
Dude,
Long Beach, still LA County.
There's more fumes in the air, but it's still LA County.
Is that real?
I mean, the port's right there.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, you see barges all across the horizon. I kind of like it though.
It's beautiful.
It's kind of
that bridge that goes through it or whatever. It's gorgeous.
I know, dude. I really like the views down here. Like Santa Monica, too many fucking tourists.
Yeah.
Venice is just kind of. I like it because it's lively. There's a community, but it's also just kind of gross.
Touristy or hippie or
same touristy.
It's
there's
weird.
Homeless people selling junk on the street.
Its heydays over.
Yeah,
it's like you're either dirt poor or you're super rich.
Right. Yeah, you can't afford to live there.
Yeah,
unless you're again roommates renting or something. Yeah. I was looking at places over there, and it's like 700 square feet for like $3,000 a month. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on in this goddamn town? It's like it's kind of East LA. Like, where you live in?
Koreatown.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Got you. I kind of like East LA though.
East LA is where it's at. Yeah, it's a good spot.
There's a lot of just hipster.
Yeah,
peeps
hipster city.
Like.
Yeah, Highland Park.
Yeah,
Atwater. Eagle Pass.
Eagle Rock.
Yeah, Eagle Rock.
Yeah, I like the girls over there too.
Yeah, they're chill.
Yeah. There's something about that. I like an alternative kind of gal. I don't know why that is. Maybe because I'm alternative. But I think there's.
What do you mean by alternative?
Look wise, creative wise, passions. Not Bible thumping.
Oh yeah.
I like tattoos. I'm kind of sexually attracted to tattoos, honestly.
Nice.
If that's a sexuality, you know. There's a lot more of that over there.
That's real, yeah.
I like Cali girls though.
California girls are dope.
Dude, they're just chill.
They are chill.
They're chill. Chicago girls, I like Chicago girls too. They're how can I explain a Chicago girl? Have you been to Chicago?
I have a few times.
Yeah.
The vibe I got from the girls, at least in Chicago, was they had. I was a little surprised but it makes sense. They had like a city vibe, a city, a little like not like super thick skin like New York, but like, you know, I don't think it would be as soft as someone from like Ohio or something. Like they had a little bit of, you know, I don't take shit a little bit.
Well, yeah, any downtown city, there's people that are gonna harass you, or take advantage of you if you are asking for it. So yeah, you need some type of thick skin.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, dude, the winter just kind of turns people into.
Can only imagine.
Into some, you know,
crazy person.
Yeah, like a tin can of meat. I don't know. And whatever that means. And I don't know. I do like them because they are. There's no clout in Chicago.
Yeah. People
don't give a fuck about what you really are, or I mean, some do, obviously. No one cares how many fucking followers you have. Yeah.
I can relate. That's how Texas is too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just LA.
Yeah.
Too.
There's some cities, you know, LA, New York, maybe Miami.
Yeah.
But maybe a few others. But you're right. Yeah.
Unfortunately. Yeah.
And I kind of like that a little bit. You know, it's balance. But you know, sometimes I also like the opposite. It's like, you know. It's like, dude, you should be putting your shit on social media because you're talented and you're upset that you don't have, you know, more clients or whatever. It's like you got to play the game a little bit. Unfortunately, you know.
I know. I don't like. Again, like I hate social media, dude.
Yeah. I mean, I wish we could get rid of it.
I wish it's not good for anyone's health. And believe me, I've been deep in it for my entire life. Like I was been doing like YouTube videos forever. I've just always been online. I grew up online.
Yeah.
You know? And I know how people act online versus how they act in real life.
Oh yeah.
And people are more willing to say shit that they wouldn't say to you in real life.
Oh yeah.
You know, because they don't see your face or reaction to being critical of their work.
It's real.
Kids, especially nowadays, I think just they need to get off it more than like I grew up understanding that I don't need this to like function in my life. Really, it's more of like if I can get some connections through it, it's a tool, you know. But now kids, their entire lives are really online.
Yeah.
Like they aren't going out and socializing real life as much anymore. And that's depressing.
It is.
Like spending your whole fucking time on your iPad rather than I think there's going to be a whole generation of awkward children.
Yeah.
Socially awkward children coming up because they don't know how to converse. Or express themselves verbally.
I agree. We should look at the data.
There's definitely some data.
Yeah, I'm sure that's the case. And you know, the pandemic didn't help.
Oh yeah.
Everyone wearing masks, having to stay home.
2 years of no school for some of these kids.
If you're a toddler and that's how your brain's developing in that environment, I can imagine that's good.
No. Yeah, and you're only talking to your parent who doesn't really know what to even talk to you about. Doesn't really stimulate shit you and the shit you're interested in. Or, I don't know.
Yeah, I was a huge outdoor kid.
Me too.
Up.
Yeah.
It was just, you know, cliche suburban kid.
Totally.
Biking, skateboarding around, you know, swimming.
Same dude.
Just like fucking around, building tree houses, exploring.
Going places you shouldn't be going.
Shooting BB guns. You know, pranking neighbors. Not all of it was great, but it was like, you know, I'm so glad to have that childhood. Yeah. I wouldn't switch it for anything.
Right. It's not good for parents to be be connected to their kids all the time either.
Yeah.
You know, where you can call them at the drop of a hat and ask them where they are, or honestly just be tracking them. You know, that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
They have their location shared at all times.
I was watching this video. I forgot where it was. It might have been a small town in England, and it was comparing like the radius a kid would walk around from their home alone. And it was like in the 50s, it was like 2 or 3 miles. Like a kid on his own, like a 12-year-old kid would walk far without a parent. And now it's like super, super limited to just their block or whatever.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's a lot of reasons for that. You know, maybe
Where
safety might even be a thing. But yeah, it's just like, I mean, I think like adventure, you know, being disconnected from the internet and just like leaving some room for mystery is not necessarily a bad thing, you know. To each their own. I mean, of course, if you're in a certain part of town, maybe not the wisest, but like, yeah, I think you got to leave room to like explore and fuck around.
You need to let your kid, explore their own freedom.
Let them go get a boo-boo, you know?
Yeah.
It's okay to get a cut and need a Band-Aid.
Or get lost every once in a while.
Get lost, yeah.
And get trafficked. You know, I agree. I think that's also kind of made me, you know, the way I am of having my bike, going wherever the fuck I wanted, and no one called me, you know, just expected me to come back.
Yeah.
But that's how my parents were raised, though, and so it's like, you know, my dad was like one of 10 kids, and his parents weren't keeping track of 10 kids. Dude.
Wow, that's a lot.
It's like
that's crazy.
They're doing their own shit.
Yeah.
So I think my dad kind of instilled that in me, of like, and I think he and I both knew, like, look, you're not gonna be able to keep a hold of me forever, regardless. So like, the sooner you can figure this out, and become it more independent. That's what every parent should be striving for.
Absolutely. Like
parents that are keeping this stranglehold on their kid from like extracurriculars or sleepovers or some shit, you know? That's what makes you a functioning adult in the long run.
Yeah. It's good skills to have.
Hey guys, you made it this far. Some quick, shameless self-promotion. I'm giving you a free coupon to my store on freddytylerpaul.com. You can get any tee, any sweater, any book, any album of mine for 25% off. Just put in bad advice at checkout and you're golden. All right, back to the pod. So how's your dating life out here? You seen anyone?
I am seeing someone right now.
Nice, dude.
Yeah.
How long?
A few months.
Yeah?
Yeah.
She the one? You gonna propose next week?
Too soon for that. Yeah.
So the sex life is good then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't complain.
It's good to hear, dude. How'd y'all meet?
Hinge.
Nice.
Yeah, online, dating online.
Hinge is convenient, eh?
It's convenient.
That's how I met my last girlfriend.
Are you dating?
Ish. I'm casually dating.
Okay.
You know?
Good for you.
Yeah. I like it and I don't like it. You know?
Yeah.
I'm also like, the reason I kind of fell apart with my last girlfriend was like I was doing, kind of working myself a bit too much and just not putting the time in that I should have been. And I, to be honest, should still be doing that, you know? And I mean, a girl will suck a lot of time for better or for worse. I don't know. I do like being with someone. Yeah. I think that's the dilemma, you know, the loneliness or the career, you know.
It's all balance.
It's like a balance.
It's and the grass is always greener, right? You're dating someone, you're in it. It's like, oh, I need more time for my art and myself, and you know.
I think that's why I like dating a creative girl. It's like we can do it together and still feel like I'm being productive, I guess.
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's real.
What's your girlfriend do?
Social worker.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
It is cool.
For like downtown LA or where?
For kids who are in like their parents are in the justice system. Yeah.
That's good work.
It is.
Wow. That's like a documentary in its own.
It could be. Yeah. Could be. And funny enough, I've shot a lot of videos with nonprofits.
Yeah.
That work in that realm too. It's crazy. I couldn't do it. anyone who does it is
Sure.
doing God's work.
Is your gal Chicana?
She's part Latina.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Latina.
Yeah.
Nice, dude. Do you ever date outside of the Latin realm?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
You like them all?
Yeah, I like them all.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do.
It is a weird thing of human attraction.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard like a lot of what you're attracted to is based off what your mom looked like. You know, and there's something like if your mom was chubbier, maybe you like a thicker woman. You know, I don't know if that's true. There's definitely data around it.
I'm like thinking, like going through my head.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I think I've read some stuff similar to that. Like,
Yeah.
I think in general at our core, we're usually attracted to
what your nationality's on or
but
something.
I don't know. I don't know what the science is behind that.
I think it's also culture too. It's like LA is a very diverse town. For me, it's personality is everything.
Yeah,
for sure.
I agree with you though that like it's nice to date someone who's just like just very different from you. You know, from like the language they speak to the food they eat to
totally.
You know, every day is like
exciting.
An adventure. Yeah,
you know, you're learning. You know, like if I was dating some, you know, just another Irish woman from Chicago, same food, same-ish upbringing, which some people look for that, you know?
For sure.
I think a lot of people could benefit from an exciting partner, like, you know.
Yeah.
You know, I would love to date a Thai gal. I love Thai food, you know. She can teach me a few recipes.
Yeah.
You know?
That would be dope. Yeah.
Exactly. Does your girl cook for you?
She has before, yeah.
Yeah.
She's good too.
Nice. Dude.
Yeah. Better cook than I am.
Dude, I love a girl that can cook.
Yeah. It's hot.
It's definitely, you know, it's not hot, a girl that can't cook anything.
Agreed.
There's a lot of girls that literally don't know how to cook anything. And it's like, what do you eat all day? You just fast food and
eat
Cheetos?
Out. Yeah, eat out. Deliver, Uber Eats.
I know a guy who, his mom cooks everything for him still.
Good for him. He unlocked the...
Yeah, I know. But it's like, how are you not at least learning the recipes, you know?
Yeah.
And could cook them yourself. If not, you know, add some variables to make them fresh for you. I don't know, man. There's a lot of people I guess like a lot of grocery stores just have so much ready to make food, you know?
Trader Joe's. And it's kind of creating a pandemic of people who can't really feed themselves. Well, yeah, and it probably goes back to capitalism.
I love going back to capitalism.
I mean, it's just like if you want to make more money, it's not efficient to cook your own food, really.
Sure.
You got to spend that time doing something else.
Yeah. And then buying good ingredients
takes time.
Will cost you.
Will cost you more money, yeah.
I know, dude.
But yeah, I mean, I could definitely be a better cook. There's some things I'm good at cooking at and other things I'm not, but definitely have room for improvement for sure.
Have you cooked with your girlfriend?
Yeah, we have before. Yeah. We
That's
did
always kind of
dumplings.
A sexy bonding experience.
Yeah, it is.
Until you cut your finger off.
Hasn't happened
Not
yet.
Yeah. Okay, it's coming.
Yeah.
You just wait.
I mean, I've cut my fingers cooking in the last year.
Yeah.
So.
What did you do for work before you got in the film? Anything
Well,
wacky?
I went to film school and I kind of went straight into it as a
okay.
production assistant. But as a teenager, I was a lifeguard.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well,
it was nice.
Where the hell were you a lifeguard?
I was a lifeguard at my neighborhood pool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah, our subdivision had
Anyone drown under your supervision?
No, man.
Wow. Good.
I wish it was that exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish someone drowned.
Yeah.
Because then I would have a story to tell right now.
Right.
No, I'm joking.
We can go back and say someone drowned and fabricate.
No, man. It was a lot of fun lifeguarding. It was one of the easiest jobs.
Yeah.
But it was also incredibly boring.
Yeah, you're just getting roasted staring at kids frolicking.
Getting hit on by the neighborhood MILFs.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Did you follow through with any of those?
No. But it was fun, you know. But yeah, I mean, you got to know the kids and stuff. There were some good times. We fucked around a lot.
Nice.
And Yeah.
When did you have your first girlfriend?
High school,
High
like
school.
freshman, sophomore year.
Were you in love?
At the time, I thought so.
Yeah.
Incredibly infatuated in retrospect, but in my mind, I was in love at the time. Yeah.
It's funny to think about your first experiences dating, or love is also an abstract thing. Like what it's an intangible.
What is love?
And feeling.
Mm-hmm.
What is love?
Baby, don't hurt me.
When you're a kid, you don't. You also just don't know how to socialize as well,
Mm-hmm.
or to. Hopefully, having those young relationships teach you that
Mm-hmm.
and how to grow with that person. And then Texas too. A lot of those fucking people just get married right after high school.
Oh yeah. Right after their high school.
You saw a few of those, I'm sure.
Like literally graduated, got married.
Just did it. And how are
and
those?
now divorced.
Yeah,
exactly. I'm
exactly.
thinking of someone in particular. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of them don't last because you grow so fucking much through your 20s, dude.
Oh my God, it's insane. Yeah.
And
especially nowadays, I feel like,
I could not have.
Still not ready to marry.
No, dude, that's a big ass commitment.
Yeah. I honestly didn't feel like a full on adult until 27. It was like, I always use the age 27 as a big turning point where I was like,
that's how old I am.
Right now?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So you're in it.
I'm in it right now. I do feel,
no, I'm joking. I mean, everyone's different.
I feel like the same way.
Yeah.
I do agree with that. This year has been, the year and like last year has been like, you start to really notice what your strengths are, to analyze what you value in your life.
It kind of dawns on you. I think when you start approaching 30, you start, I mean, that, and especially in, I think, and it's for the best, actually. I think LA kept me young in some ways.
Yeah.
It just does, especially this industry who you hang out with. I won't see a kid or an elder for like a really long time, like spend time with them. I'm going to just spend, but yeah, I think when you approach your 30s, it's just like an age that we're all conditioned to be like, oh, I need to be here at this certain point, or you just start getting ready. And at least for me, it was like my late 20s was when I finally you start kind of deciding what really is a priority in your life.
Yeah. You start to, thinking about finances a lot more.
Yeah.
And
you start trading stock.
Yeah. I'm day trading, bro.
Are you?
No. I do have a few investments though.
It's like, did it close yet? It's Friday.
Yeah, I lost it all.
Dogecoin.
I gotta sell these microphones after you leave. But that's the thing. It's like, you get like a financial advisor or someone who tells you like, you need to be socking away this much right now if you want to ever retire, which doesn't even seem like something I want to do.
Yeah.
Like retiring at 65 sounds like, what the fuck am I, like, I don't plan on doing a 9-to-5 thing, and people retire so they can stop doing that, and try and have a life again.
Yeah.
But if you just, manage your fucking time as a functioning, healthy adult,
sure,
then you don't feel like you need to stop
working,
being alive. Working. Have you heard of FIRE? It's like retire early, like financial independence, retire early.
Oh, cool.
And it's basically like this whole pursuit of making as much money as you fucking can, and basically sacrificing probably relationships, your health, to sock away and invest and just make a shit ton of money, and so you can retire by like 40 or something.
Yeah.
Which seems impossible.
Yeah. Especially now.
Yeah. Even I just know people who do retire and they still like work something. They're still doing some job, just not a rigorous job. Especially artists too. Some artists make their best fucking work in their last 15 years of their life, dude.
Who's an example of
that? Picasso. George Carlin. Morgan Freeman. I mean, I don't know if he's gonna die soon, but I hope not.
No, you're right though. Yeah.
The artists work forever.
Sure.
they don't retire from making art for the most part.
For the most part, yeah. I would like to create till I die.
Yeah.
And a lot of us don't see creating as work either. So for us, it's just we're creating. Like
you feel,
I'm spending a month making this album. I'm not working. I have no choice. I want to do this.
You're enjoying.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. This is what's keeping me alive.
Exactly, dude.
I feel the most alive when I do this.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people have jobs that they fucking hate, but they need to pay the bills, and they just fell into it, and they don't have a path of getting out of it to make up for that those lifestyle expenses that they have right there. So it's like, what do you tell those people? It's like, you just gotta work for 40 years until you hit that retirement age, bro.
Yeah.
And I told myself pretty early on, I'm like, you have to make your life flexible, dude. Like I never was able to really take commands and work for someone else. Maybe that's a character flaw, but but I like taking my time.
Yeah.
How I want.
As you should.
Yeah. And that's how people used to live their lives.
Yeah.
It's only in this last 100 whatever years that we're clocking in and out all the time.
Yeah. Keep the machine going.
Keep the fucking machine going.
Yeah, it's kind of a crazy thing that, people work so hard through their 20s and 30s to retire in their 40s. But I feel like at that point, I don't know, traveling the world in my 40s doesn't sound as dope as traveling the world in my 20s.
Yeah, I mean, you're in your prime. You have to. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing with some of these New Yorkers where they're like get up at 6 a.m., hour commute, throw on their suit, and then get home at 7, fall the fuck asleep because they're exhausted. I couldn't do that for 30 years.
No.
Fucking kill me, dude.
Yeah. I definitely couldn't.
No.
I'm glad some people do though at this point. I mean, I always think about it sucks, but I mean, if it weren't for them,
well, my dad always told me, you got to do what you love, dude.
Yeah.
And a lot of people's kind of balk at that, don't kill what you love by making it your job or income. But it's like, I don't understand that. Because it's like I don't want my job to feel like a job.
Yeah.
And you're spending 2/3 of your life working.
Oh yeah.
In reality. If not, I mean, you spend 1/3 of your life sleeping. Probably the other third working. Hopefully you're balancing that with living.
The other third, yeah.
Yeah. How do you make that balance and survive in our modern society? I don't know. You need to figure that out.
It's tough. Well, the easy thing to say is we just need to make more things accessible and affordable, like education.
Socialism, bro.
Healthcare. Yeah. Socialism.
Bernie
will solve everything.
Dude, I wish Bernie got elected.
Don't we all? Well, not all of us, but Californians did.
Yeah.
He won by a lot.
Did he?
In the primaries here in California, yeah. California, the most populated state in the nation.
Yeah.
Which, if it were its own country, would be the 5th, 4th largest economy.
Sure.
Wanted Bernie Sanders to be the president.
Yeah.
I always remind people that, because I like to think California sets trends for the rest of the country, which it has, for a long time.
We make culture here.
Yeah. It's going to happen. I think things are going to shift that way. The most populated, richest state in the country wanted a socialist president. Think about that for a second. It's the place where Apple's headquarters, not Amazon, but even though I think Washington did probably want Bernie, all these big companies with the entertainment industry, you got a lot of aerospace here. It's we're ready,
Well, it just makes sense. A lot of people here are unfortunately living paycheck to paycheck. And just someone who gave a glimmer of hope of taking the foot off their neck, And not to say he would have been successful in passing anything.
Oh no. It would have been a shit show.
Yeah. And but it's becoming, especially with all this AI bullshit where people are losing their jobs overnight right now. It's like it's gonna be necessary, and it's just like sad. Like socialism is like lumped in with like communism or some evil ideology.
Yeah, Russia,
and we already have a lot of socialist shit in this country, like the police, the fire department, the military. We have these services that are socialist in nature.
Yeah.
And if we just expanded that even just a little bit, to help people get by.
It's so simple.
Yeah, if we just took, a quarter of whatever the fuck we're spending on tanks and F-16s,
drones
and bombing whoever gets in our way,
naval ships.
Yeah. Maybe we don't need $1 trillion military budget.
Yeah.
I think it is like $800 billion or something.
It's insane.
Something wild. Yeah. And
the truth of the matter is American taxpayers don't know how much of their money is going to the military. It's obscure.
We don't know where any of our money goes. Yeah. We just pay it and
assume it's being used for the right.
Yeah.
I think is in Australia that when you get a paycheck, it's literally broken down in percentages of where it's allocated.
Whoa.
Yeah. It's like, hey, this is how much is going to healthcare. It's how much is going to the school system.
Damn.
Yeah. I think if we were to see ours, it would be like a good chunk to the military.
Oh yeah.
You just don't want people to see that because then they'll start being upset.
And break it down even further. Where are they spending all the money on the military budget?
Who
like
knows?
Bombs.
Who the fuck knows? Yeah.
Nukes. I don't think we're making any more nukes. I think we got a few of those left over.
A few too many. Yeah.
And where are they storing those things? Like we don't even know where they keep. Like a lot of them are in like the Southwest, Nevada, and
Area 51.
Yeah,
with the aliens.
Like there could be one in Long Beach, and we don't even fucking know it.
Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, they're probably all scattered around, and it's nuts. It's like
we love our guns, dude.
We love our guns. We love our guns a lot.
Yeah.
So much. It's crazy. I personally don't get. I mean, I guess I get it, but I just.
It's like it's like a runaway train.
Yeah.
We can't take it back, and
it would take a few generations to revert that back.
There's this dichotomy. Is that the right
dichotomy?
Word?
Yeah.
Between the left and the right, where we need each other. We need these rednecks to go to war and protect our country because they're the ones doing it.
Yeah,
because they love their guns.
I was just having this conversation. Yeah.
Yeah. And then we need our
lefties,
our brainiac lefties, making our technology.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you start really diving deep into the gun topic, it's like we don't need to make anymore. There's like everyone in the fucking country could have like 10 of them.
Yeah.
Because there're just so many flowing.
So many.
Through everyone's hands.
So many.
But there's just too much money to be made for, Lockheed Martin or whoever's making these fucking guns or,
Yeah, it's crazy. It's, especially when it comes to the mass shooting debate, I think it's the number one thing. It's just, it's the guns. Like,
I mean,
mental health, all that, it plays a role. But the only difference between us and our countries is we have a plethora of guns around.
Yeah.
And they're very accessible.
Yeah.
No other country can say that.
Yeah.
No other country can say they have as many guns as we do and they're easy to get. Maybe, just maybe that's the problem.
Yeah. You mean to tell me that the only common denominator is guns and that something should be done about guns? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Well, I know. It's like the people who are, gun nuts or whatever. It's the same thing of like people who are really into like cars.
Yeah.
Of really into I like my gasoline fueled car to be loud.
Yeah.
And I like burning my tires out. Is that good for anyone other than your interest and like your fetish around it?
It is a fetish. That's a good way to put it.
It is a fetish. Because there's no need to be obsessed with it other than you like pulling the trigger.
I think it's a combination of a lot of things. for one, it is romanticized a lot in American pop culture.
There's a safety around having your gun.
Sure,
But
and
then
I think it's
anyone can have
warranted. I'm not against the right of owning a gun. I just think it should be insane. It should be pretty difficult to own one.
Yeah.
And there should, we don't need AR-15s.
Yeah.
It's just, you don't need an AR-15 to shoot a deer. It's just way too powerful. American citizens shouldn't be able to easily get a gun that can murder 15 people in seconds. It just doesn't make sense to me. But it's a combination of a lot of things. It's just,
when you go back to sword fighting, dude, that's what I feel.
That would be dope. Then,
Yeah.
people would, think twice about going murdering kids. Maybe.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
A school knifing where you, God, not going to go down there. But, I know.
Let's just go back to fist fights. How about that?
I know. No, everyone's
it's like you want to take someone out. You got to punch them. You got to you got to do it with your own hands.
Right. We need boxing in schools, dude.
Boxing
there's no boxing sports in high schools. At least
wrestling. It's probably
there's
the closest.
wrestling,
Yeah.
and then it's whatever. We need gloves on hands and fist hitting jaws, bro.
That's what we need.
That's what we need. We need more UFC children.
Kids coming out of the education system.
Yeah. Dude, I just watched this documentary about this this UFC fighter named Lee Murray. And he was this British UFC fighter. And dude, he was climbing the ranks of the UFC. And he was right about to have a title fight with this other dude named Tito Ortiz. This is late 2000s and mid 2000s. And he committed this bank robbery with a handful of other people in the UK, and it was the biggest robbery in the UK's history, $20 million in cash stolen. And they found him, they caught his ass, but he was literally on the brink of being a champion in the UFC, and he just threw it all away.
Wow.
To rob a bank.
He got caught.
Right
away.
Yeah, not totally right away, but kind of right away.
Damn.
Yeah. And this is greed. Just money. And that's what corrupts most people, unfortunately.
It sure does.
What do you even need that much money for? I mean, to buy a house here, I guess.
Yeah, right. That'll get you started.
If you had 20 mil right now, what would you throw down on?
Oof. I would get myself a house. I would invest in some sort of property. I don't even know if it'd be in LA though.
Yeah. Yeah, the taxes would kill you in 10 years.
I don't know. Maybe I would. I don't know. I don't know what I would do with that much money, to be honest.
I would definitely buy a house.
Yeah.
I'd probably buy a house here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I would too.
If you could. I mean, it's just going to get more expensive.
Sure. Yeah, you're right. I probably would too.
Yeah. Right on the shore.
East LA.
Yeah, East LA. You don't want the tsunami to hit you first. Because it's coming. What's that big one coming?
Earthquakes.
Yeah, earthquakes.
Earthquakes.
Have you felt any earthquakes since being
Oh, yeah.
I haven't felt any.
There was that one in, was it 2016, 2017?
Oh, yeah?
Lasted almost a minute.
Whoa.
Yeah, that was the eeriest one I've ever felt.
Were you inside or?
I was inside. Yeah. I think it was long enough.
You got
I think
outside?
for everyone to think is this the big one, that we're overdue for?
Oh, wow. Did you shit your pants?
No, I was a little worried. I went under my desk. One of my roommates was home and we both did, but it was like that. It was we looked at each other in the eyes oh shit, what do we do? I was like, let's go under this desk. I don't know if that was even the wisest thing. I think it was. I think it was. Yeah.
Yeah, it's something.
It's something. It's an idea.
Yeah. I probably would have went outside.
Is that the move? Is that what you're supposed to do?
Yeah, you're supposed to get out of buildings.
Of course. That makes sense.
Yeah. You don't want to get, bulldozed.
Yeah. No, but it was eerie. It was definitely spooky. And what made that one spooky was there was one before that. I think the day before. So it was like a built up. So it was already fresh in everyone's mind, earthquake. And then there was another one that was bigger and longer. It was oh shit.
Yeah. What if an earthquake happened right now?
That'd be cool. Have you felt one before?
No.
They're weird. They're not, at least the regular ones, it's not what you expect. The best way I can explain it is they were it almost feels liquidy. It almost feels like you're on an iceberg on water. Like you can feel
things moving around.
Yeah, but it's not like, rigid. It's very like you're floating on something. It's super strange.
They've happened like recently, but they're always like when I'm sleeping and nothing.
Yeah, I've slept through. I've woken up to a few.
Nothing wakes me up.
Yeah,
except Rosie. She fucking wakes me up at 7 sharp every day.
But yeah, funny enough, I was in where was it? Portland.
Yeah,
and I was talking to this. I was staying at this hotel where there was this conference, and there was this guy who I couldn't tell you his exact role. He was a professor at the University of Denver or University of Colorado, and his whole thing was like researching like the infrastructure of bridges around the country and other places and how they're earthquake proof and all that jazz.
Gotcha.
We were just talking about like disasters and what we should watch out for. LA doesn't have to worry about tsunamis. Apparently it can't happen, according to this guy. He was saying the city of Seattle should be freaking out about tsunamis. Like that's just waiting for a disaster to happen.
Why? Is it because there's too deep of ocean?
I think it just, I don't know. I don't remember exactly everything he was saying. I wish I had all the details, but he was saying Seattle, it's close enough to the ocean and the way it's positioned and everything that like a tsunami could happen there and it'd be terrifying. And he said he would never buy property in Seattle.
Whoa.
He was saying LA, more so than earthquakes, should be worried about droughts, water.
Yeah.
Basically, how water makes its way into LA, into the city, it's like through 3 different rivers, and like 2 of them branch into each other. And if like one of them was cut off, basically, and he was also telling us in terms of disaster relief, LA only has enough water. Like the federal government can only provide LA 3 days worth of water. So after that, like you would be fucked.
Whoa.
So he was just recommending, he's like, dude, you should have like a month's worth of water in your house at any given time, which I already do. That's something I did during the pandemic. But he was like saying like, that's the most likely worst case scenario for LA is just like the water being shut down from those rivers that bring it in and the city just having no water for a while.
I believe that.
Yeah, I do too.
I mean, like what do you do? Well, I mean, especially the pandemic, people buy all the bottled water.
Yeah.
You go drink the fucking
water would become currency at that point. Yeah.
It's coming. I mean, there's already fucking wars being fought over it.
Yeah. So that was interesting. That was a little fascinating to learn about.
Because I see photos like Lake Mead, or
where's that?
Or Powell. I think that's Southwest.
I feel like every lake, if you look like 50 years ago, was just fuller. Right. Like, I don't think any lake has gone better. Maybe.
They're all emptying slowly but surely.
Yeah.
And we haven't like mastered like the extracting salt out of the water, the desalination.
So we did talk about that. It's early. He was saying it is a solution down the road, but we're just not.
It's the only solution, but it's too expensive or something.
Yeah, it's too expensive at the time.
Yeah.
Because the ice is melting, right? So we can take that water, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Right.
Sounds good in theory.
Well,
just take the salt out. How difficult can it be?
Well, that's the thing, dude. Like the Midwest is like the safest place in the country to be.
Mm-hmm.
Because you deal with the winter or whatever.
That's real.
But you got fresh lakes.
Mm-hmm.
And there's
farmland.
No earthquakes, no tsunamis, no floods,
tornadoes,
hurricanes.
That's Oklahoma, Kansas, right?
Yeah, once you get towards the Great Lakes,
the good part of the Midwest.
Okay. Yeah, the tornado alley. Get the fuck out of there, dude. Like, I'm not sitting in Kansas. I would love to see a tornado though. That's kind of a dream of mine to get a good photo of one.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I would love a big blown up photo of a sick tornado.
Did you see the one that hit LA recently? Like downtown?
Yeah.
That was nuts.
That was awesome.
It was small, yeah.
And everyone, like the storm chasers now all have like 4K, like 6K cameras, dude.
I bet.
And then everyone's recorded them destroying their backyards to like the last second. It's like great footage.
Yeah. I've seen a few of those. They're scary.
They're scary, dude.
Yeah.
One of the scariest things, like natural disasters that we have.
Yeah.
You know what I saw the other day was, what do you call it? When the volcano erupts and the ash cloud, what the fuck's that called? You know what I'm talking about? But it pours.
Smog or?
No. But it's like the volcanic ash cloud just descends. And basically it's like 600-degree cloud. And if it consumes you, you're dead. You obviously are roasted and can't breathe. And that's what Pompeii, like all those people are like solidified like shells. Like they're still like.
Have
you seen those?
No.
Oh,
that's crazy.
Like when the Pompeii volcano like went off, like the entire town was just like calcified.
Oh shit.
But yeah, there was a few years ago one went off in like Southeast Asia, and there's a video of a dude just driving his truck and like filming out the back of it, coming at him and just consuming people. And it's like the scariest footage ever, dude.
You're gonna have to send me that.
Yeah, I'll send it to you. Well, the same thing with like Mount St. Helens, you know?
Yeah.
There were people that didn't want to leave the area because they love where they live, you know? And it's like, you're going to die.
Yeah.
Because of this cloud. But some people, you know, they're tied to their land. You know?
Honestly, that's probably my only worry with LA in terms of buying property. It's like, is this the place, the best? You know, I think of forest fires, you know, I think of the drought. I don't know though, you know, maybe, you know.
If I had that much money that you could actually buy something here, I would move to Europe. If I had that much money.
Right.
And try something else.
Yeah.
Because it just seems, I don't know, the lifestyle just seems more conducive to health. It's just tough, you know, when you have family and connections, it's hard to leave a place.
For sure. You know, I don't blame anyone that doesn't want to leave. That's always been where they have been, you know.
Well, I also heard California, a lot of people are leaving California still. And so that bodes well for home prices and rent prices.
I've heard the housing prices have dropped a lot since last year.
Yeah.
Like 13% or something, like the median price.
It's this whole country though. Like a lack of supply and
not enough housing.
That's scary. I mean, that's why there's people on the
Apartments
streets.
for life.
Apartments for life.
Apartments for life.
That's what I've accepted, honestly.
Yeah, me too. I'm okay with it.
I'm okay with it. And I also think like, you know, people are New Yorkers for life and you can't own anything there.
Yeah.
Everything's purchased.
Yeah. I mean, it's like going back to Europe. Most of Europe probably lives in an apartment.
Right, yeah.
I don't know. It sounds right.
I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm also a minimalist, so it kind of works for my lifestyle. Yeah. Just, it would be cool to have a backyard.
Yeah.
I don't know if I need a backyard, you know? It'd be cool. It just sounds like more work. Like I got to take care of my lawn. I got to, you know.
Coming from the Midwest, I idealize the idea of having it. Yeah. You know, that big property because everyone does.
Texas too.
Yeah.
Big yards.
But yeah, it's the same thing where you don't have the management company at the tap to fix your plumbing. Yeah. Or to fix the door frame or whatever. It's all on you.
Yeah. I mean, there's perks. It's nice, you know. I think I'll have a home one day, a house. Like, thinking ahead, as long as the world doesn't
explode.
The
economy doesn't.
It's very possible.
Yeah.
I think it will likely that I'll own a house somewhere at some point.
That's how I feel too.
I want it to be minimal though. Like, at least, you know, and I've even started looking just briefly in Texas.
Oh yeah.
To potentially purchase remote. I would want like a 2-3 bedroom, 2 restroom, simple, small yard.
In Austin?
San Antonio actually is where I'm looking. It'd be more of an investment. It definitely would have to be somewhere I'm willing to live. But I would want it to like rent it out for a while, still live in LA. Yeah, that whole thing.
That's the thing, dude. It's like I love being here. But it's just the finance. Everyone wants to be here. Yeah. You know. Yeah. And that's just how things work.
Yeah. I'm not glued to here long term though, I don't think.
No.
Yeah. I think definitely want to ride it, you know, but I could see myself at some point just wanting to live somewhere else maybe.
Yeah.
I think the goal is to have a strong enough base and connections here and community and circle.
Career cranking.
That I could, you know, live somewhere else and just still work here, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Still be flown out.
I know that's
what a privilege.
People flying you out is nice.
Yeah.
Or get your own plane. Don't buy the house, buy the plane.
You gotta buy a private jet. Well, I think I'm just also quite a nomad in general. I mean, I've been in the same apartment for a long time, but I'm just like, I'm always jumping around, traveling a lot. I like that movement, especially right now.
Right.
But I could see myself at some point being like, okay, I'm like ready to just settle.
Sure.
Just not as early as most people probably.
Yeah. I feel the same way. Rosie definitely hinders
that's fair.
my nomadic abilities. But I know I wish I could just have the van and go wherever I wanted. But that's also its own thing where it's like it's glorified homelessness.
Sure.
It's not an HQ.
Yeah.
And I have very bulky passions.
Yeah, you do.
That require
a lot of cables.
A lot of inventory, a lot of cables. Yeah, you need a big van if you need the RV, bro. I need an HQ. That's just a fact of the matter.
Yeah, we all do.
Yeah,
to a certain extent.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see some people who do the camper van thing and they give up after a year.
Yeah, it's tough. It'd be cool to do that for a year, maybe at some point.
Yeah.
I think like when I'm 54, I would love to just like travel the US.
Yeah, hit it all.
Yeah. Let's go to South Dakota. Let's go to West Virginia. The states like I have no reason to be in right now.
Yeah.
It'd be cool to see it. There's so much here.
Totally, dude. I've thought about doing like a photography tour of tapping like artists and towns across the US and hitting new cities like every day, shooting portraits. Next,
you should do it.
I think I'm gonna do it.
What ties everyone together, or all the portraits, or what would be the theme?
Well, creatives for sure.
Creatives around the
creatives
country.
in their space. I think
that'd be cool.
Yeah,
I like that.
I thought that'd be kind of fun.
You should do it.
I know. I need a better car. I think my car would explode if I went too far.
What do you drive?
Shitty Hyundai Elantra.
Nice.
It's holding its own.
Yeah. I take pride in people who still drive a car that barely runs.
Yeah.
No, seriously. I have a Nissan Versa 2010.
Nice. Mine's an 09.
It still runs fine.
I've had mine since I was a senior in high school.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Not that cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's good for the environment. Yeah. That's cool. Like it still runs, it still works, still gets you from point A to point B.
Well, it's the same thing. It's like it's a massive investment to buy a new car, and I would never buy a brand new car.
Yeah,
I'd always buy a used thing. But as just another thing that bogs you down and keeps you in some financial lifestyle. You know,
tuition, housing, car.
Yeah,
kids. Yeah, it's like that meme.
Yeah, you can only pick one.
Yeah.
Yeah, the tuition thing is another shitty part of this country.
Oh yeah, that's one of the most obvious. Like capitalism fucked it all up. Yeah, it's so obvious too, and it's so
tuition,
lame.
Healthcare.
Yeah, it's like all the important things. Let's just make it expensive.
Yeah,
like, let's just make money off people's health and people wanting
childcare,
higher education. Yeah,
it's disturbing.
It is
because there's so much money flowing through it, but you would think we would invest in our own people. Teachers, the people educating our stupid population.
Yeah.
And now they can't even say, facts during school because they're getting like reprimanded by the government. I don't know, dude. This country, there's a beauty in this country. It's one of the most beautiful countries in the world too.
Nature-wise,
easily. So much different.
National parks.
Yeah. And
there's a lot of good things.
The most diverse country.
Yeah, it's up there. If not the most. I know we accept more immigrants in your country by like a long shot.
We attract people from everywhere. And everyone uses our currency as like a base.
The standard.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it is wild. And everyone speaks English.
Yeah.
It's at least something that unifies us.
Yeah.
But we just missed the mark on a lot of important topics.
Yeah.
I can never some of those Scandinavian countries, like, good luck becoming a citizen and taking advantage of those perks. But dude, if you were born in like Finland or, Sweden, you're golden, dude.
Yeah, you're set.
You're set.
You'll live a long life.
You will live a long life. And if you're fine with freezing cold for half the year.
That's probably
but those people love that.
Yeah.
You know, that's like in their genetics.
Yeah. That's true. Less light.
Less light.
Right? Less sun.
Yeah.
Out there, yeah.
That was the thing with Chicago. It was like
shorter days?
Yeah, during the winter, like the sun was down at like 3 p.m.
Damn.
And
that's early. That's
yeah,
too
you
early.
get out of work or school and it's like nighttime and it's depressing.
Yeah, I couldn't do that.
And then a foot of snow or something. Or ice.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to go to like Alaska where they have like really long sunlight days.
Yeah.
I think that'd be dope. For a bit.
It is cool.
You've done it? You've witnessed that? Like I don't know if I would want to live in that. It'd throw me off and drive me crazy, but just like for a week, just like all sun would be such a trip.
Yeah. I know I think it's the same thing in like is it Iceland?
Yeah, it's up there. One of those places, yeah.
Yeah, where it's like, but it's the opposite on the other.
It gets dark. Yeah, depending on the time of the year, that would suck.
Yeah,
that would not be
and
fun.
just like suicidal.
Yeah, that would not be cool.
it's kind of scary.
Yeah,
where you never see the sun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
vitamin D, man.
I think it's proven. Yeah, the vitamin. They'd probably take supplements or something. But
you would have to. 100%. You should. Yeah.
It keeps you at a healthy just brain state. You know.
Vitamin D is super underrated in terms of just health.
Yeah.
Depression, just like energy, like you need it.
I think that's why I like being here so much. Is like it keeps me moving and active and doing stuff during the day that I couldn't do in Chicago, because you're boarded up.
Yeah.
There are months where there's a few feet of snow, and you don't want to fucking go anywhere.
Yeah, Chicago would be too cold.
It's too cold.
Life's too short to just be in that cold. Yeah. Like for me.
Yeah.
I'm from Texas, so I'm used to the heat. I can kind of deal with it, but I also think life is too short to deal with the heat.
I like the heat, dude.
Yeah. I'll take it over the cold any day.
Yeah.
Because you can still do outdoor activities to a certain extent, you know, and there's this thing called air condition, you know.
Yeah. Which I don't have here.
Yeah. Oh, well, a lot of LA doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can deal with the heat. There's something about the heat that's like, it's a little bit more manageable for me.
I love it. I don't
like wearing layers, man. It's just too much.
Me neither.
Taking them on and
I don't
off.
even like wearing socks, dude.
Yeah.
This is a rare occasion.
Shorts, t-shirt, tank top. Like, it's simple.
Or nothing.
Or sandals. Yeah. Or nothing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm sometimes naked walking around here.
There you go.
And then like a neighbor will like walk by and I'm like, oh, what's up? I'm naked. Yeah. And they're like, I'm calling the police. Have you thought about living with your girlfriend at all? Or is that
too soon?
Not
too
on the
soon.
table?
Yeah, we haven't been dating that long. I'm, down the road for sure. If things continue, we're serious.
Yeah, I lived with my last girlfriend.
Here?
Yeah.
How was that?
It was good.
Yeah.
It got to be, we were just taking...
Did she help with rent?
Yeah.
Cool.
I was not. We were not. Yeah. She wasn't a gold digger. If that's what you're saying.
No.
Some people like that though.
Oh, of course.
Some people like when their gal is completely dependent on them.
Not me.
Not me.
Yeah.
I like the 50-50 vibes.
50-50.
Yeah. But yeah, when you live with your girl, be naked whenever you want, kind of.
Yeah. Easily.
Fuck whenever you want.
Where you want.
Wherever you want.
Yeah.
On the kitchen table.
On this couch.
On this couch. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah. I don't need details. You had a story though.
A few stories.
Few. Oh yeah.
Don't worry.
It was more than once, I'm sure.
Don't worry. I sanitize everything.
Yeah, man. I think that would be my next move.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's
living alone would be cool, but I thrive off people for the better or worse.
Yeah.
And it's probably like, honestly, like, I need to get better at just being by myself more often.
Sure.
'Cause, I think that's good.
Do you feel like you have you ever lived by yourself?
Never.
No.
Never. I shared a room with my brother up until 8th grade.
Oh, wow. Do you think you would spiral into loneliness if you lived alone?
No. Like, I'm not worried about that. I'm not like worried about like an actual like problem, but I just feel like I would not be at my house a lot. I would be out and about. I'd be like, seeing what everyone else is up to.
Sure. That's another reason I want to be further north, dude. It's like I have like no friends down here.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, I do a couple.
Yeah. But it's no
it's
more
like up
pizza in
north
LA,
or
yeah.
nothing. And I
Dude,
usually
we should kick it here more often.
Yeah.
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 I like Long Beach.
I do like it down here, dude.
It's underrated.
It's a vibe.
Yeah.
And it's a little cheaper.
It's a lot cheaper.
And
like the food is just as good.
There's not as many, psychopaths wandering in the streets.
No.
They're here.
Don't get me wrong. I was going to say there's definitely some.
They're just not
everywhere.
Yeah.
No, I love Long Beach. Yeah.
When I moved here, I was like I had no concept of how big LA really was and how spread out it was.
When did you move here?
September of 2020.
Okay.
And I just picked a spot because it was cheap-ish with some space.
Mm-hmm.
And
here we are.
Here I am.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's cool.
And it's funny how much that decision decides a lot of your life path too. Where you decide to end up.
Yeah.
It's like fate in some way.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
When did you move here? 10 years ago?
Yeah.
So right
2012 officially.
2012. Right out of college?
Right out of college.
Wow.
Yeah. I did a semester program where you're out here in LA for a semester. I did that my last semester.
Nice.
And then also graduated a semester early and then just drove out here.
Hell yeah. You got any new documentary ideas on the way?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm working on a few right now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Can you talk about them or no?
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm prepping a feature-length doc, which would be my first.
Ooh.
Yeah, it would be on a muralist, a Chicana muralist here in LA. She goes by the name of Judy Baca.
There's the girl that's coming on my podcast. Her name's July.
Mm-hmm.
She's a muralist too.
Oh, sick.
Right after you.
I'll have to meet her.
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna meet up with her tomorrow?
She's here next week.
Oh, cool.
She lives in Seattle, but she comes to LA all the time for murals.
Sick. Yeah, I would love to see what she's up to. I've been so obsessed with muralism recently.
Yeah, it's so cool.
It is. It's an interesting art form, and I direct a lot of content for Discover LA, which is like
oh yeah,
I don't know if you're familiar. They do like LA tourism stuff, and I've been meeting all these cool muralism.
Do a lot of different artists through that.
Yeah, and I've met some people, and that's funny enough. I didn't do one with Judy Baca, but that's how I found out about her, and I just became so fascinated with her story. But in short, she made this long mural in the valley in the late 70s to early 80s over the course of 5 summers. It's a half-mile long mural.
Whoa. And
it's a timeline. It tells the history of LA from prehistoric times up into the 50s. A lot of untold history.
Damn.
About like, marginalized groups and, stuff like that. And she did it with the help of 400 kids who had never painted in their lives. Juvenile kids, That's troublemakers. Awesome. Yeah. Wow. It's a cool, unique story. She's still alive. She's 75 and she's going to continue the wall.
Wait, where is the wall?
It's in the valley. It's the Tahunga Wash, really close to North Hollywood. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You'll have to check it out sometime.
Yeah.
You can Google it, Great Wall of LA.
That sounds wild.
Yeah. It's super dope.
That's awesome.
Yeah. But just, murals. Murals are cool. Public art is cool.
Public art is cool. And there's a fine line between graffiti and... and
that would be a big part of the doc.
And,
which would be very interesting to explore where that line is drawn. In the differences between a muralist and a graffiti artist. And, I think they have a lot in common, obviously.
Yeah.
And then they have a lot of differences.
And intentions.
For sure.
A lot of graffiti artists are just trying to put their name up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't totally understand it, but a lot of them do fucking sick work,
Oh, yeah. My whole thing with graffiti, and I mean, this will probably change next week, but it's like, if it looks dope.
Yeah. I'm cool with it.
It's like, fuck yeah, you deserve that. Like,
but if it's just, some shitty symbol,
it's a shitty tag. I'm not a big fan.
Get fucked,
Yeah, it's just like at least make it kind of cool, Yeah. Like,
I mean, everyone's got to start somewhere.
Everyone's got to start somewhere. That's real. That's real.
Some shitty art. That's how you get going.
It really is, actually, and it's funny you say that because we were going to explore doing this other documentary, but someone else is doing it, which we found out. But it was a art collective, a Chicano art collective in the 70s called ASCO, ASCO, which means gross in Spanish. And they were just a collective. One was like a photographer, one was a muralist, one was like an actor, and then there was another one, I think more of a musician. But they one of their most famous art pieces is a photo. Well, one of them went to LACMA, which is the Modern Art Museum of LA, and realized there wasn't a lot of Mexican American art, if not at all. And so what he did was he literally tagged the museum with his name, and then all the members tagged their names, like shitty tags, not like not the cool ones.
Yeah.
And then one of them, the woman, took a photo, or they took a photo of her in front of it the next morning, basically being like, "Yo, we finally have an art piece at LACMA." Obviously, it was very shunned at the time, and it was erased or whatever. But fast forward 30 years later, that exact photo ended up being displayed on LACMA or in LACMA.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see in the moment people were like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Yeah, or like, "Fuck these guys."
Yeah,
like for sure.
Yeah,
but then like looking back in retrospect, it's like, wow, those guys were making a solid point.
Yeah,
and it was very
solid descent.
They were ahead of their time.
Yeah,
and like obviously LACMA thinks so too.
That's cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of stories like that in LA.
Well, that's a funny thing with art in general, in that a lot of people who do art. Or try and make art a career, either need some type of investment or some pocket of money behind them to get started, and to get good at it, instead of, how many artists could there be in the world that ended up having to, work in a factory to make ends meet, and then push their creativity to the side, and then they don't grow as much because they're spending their time making money rather than making art, and that just goes hand in hand with a lot of fucking like white people filling these museums because they're in communities that have more investment in them.
Absolutely, capital,
yeah. And
it all comes back to capital.
It's all about capital, dude. And Long Beach actually has a couple Latin
American art museum.
Yeah.
It's Mola.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's actually where I saw Judy Baca's work the first time.
Oh, wow.
She had a retrospective there. It was incredible.
Nice.
I like that museum a lot.
Yeah, it's not far from here.
Yeah. And then they just built the first Chicano art museum in Riverside.
Oh, yeah?
Cheech Marin from Cheech and Chong.
Cheech.
It's called The Cheech. That's the name. Dude. Yeah.
I grew up on Cheech and Chong, too.
Hell yeah.
I love them.
Yeah, apparently he's the largest individual who owns the most Mexican American art than anyone else.
Wow.
Yeah.
I believe it.
Yeah, I believe it too.
They got cash.
Yeah, he's just been collecting over the years. But it's also very beautiful if you haven't been. It just opened last year.
What does Chicano mean?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
You'll probably get a different answer from a lot of people. It has a lot of history. But in my eyes, it's just Mexican American.
Oh, okay.
It's just another word or term used for it. And it is pretty popular in Southern California. It's more embedded in the culture versus Texas. And I like it because it was kind of used, it's been used derogatory, and it's been used for different reasons. And I think it was trying to be erased, I grew up in Texas referring to myself as Hispanic.
Yeah.
And Hispanic is actually a term that became new in the 70s, I think, or 80s, when they did a new consensus. And there was a politician who really pushed the word. And theory has it that they use that word to kind of take it away from using the word Chicano. Because Chicano comes with a lot of stuff like, there was a lot of movements behind it. The Chicano moratorium happened in the 70s here in LA, which was like a huge protest against the Vietnam War. And they thought that they were sending a lot more Mexican Americans, like an unproportional amount.
Yeah.
So it's a very complicated word, but it's, I think at its essence, any Mexican American could probably use it, but I think it is like people who do kind of use it, they're trying to bring it back. They're trying to give it new meaning. Which is,
I feel like I've been hearing it more and more lately.
Yeah.
Even though it's,
decades old.
I've
kind of fallen into it a little bit because I feel like it's finally a word that I can like truly describes who I am, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel it relates to me the most when I actually in my art, you know, and in a lot of the work that or people I've interviewed and you know, people I've been with. But yeah, it is an interesting word that I like a lot.
I like it. It rolls off the tongue nice.
It does. It sounds dope.
Yeah.
for starters.
Yeah. Hispanic sounds like a white person came up with it.
Yeah, and which is essentially true. I don't know if that is when it was originally coined, but the one who made it popular was a white politician.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you the name. But yeah, like I think it'd be cool. I like the idea of bringing it back, and I think when someone refers to themselves as Chicano, I think it also comes usually with a
lifestyle,
a lifestyle, but also just like a sense of like understanding of history, really, you know, and their place in it. You know, I think if you know someone who describes himself as Chicano would be ready to talk about history. Mm-hmm. But yeah, you know. And I take pride in it too, because I also want to bring new meaning to it too, because I think when you think Chicano, you usually think like lowrider, you know, LA, tattoos, you know, and a lot of that is true, and that comes with it. But there's also all types of Chicanos, you know,
sure.
And I'm excited to kind of like spearhead that in like the film world, and you know, what does it mean to be a Mexican American who grew up in San Antonio, you know, because honestly, I wish I had that word when I was younger, you know, and it's funny being the whole identity thing, you know, and I went from calling myself Hispanic to Latino to like now Chicano, and you know,
you're not Latinx, bro. What is that? What is that?
That is
another white person term.
Yes and no. It seems like it was a term that kind of came out of social media.
Yeah.
To be inclusive of everyone, but I think at its origin, it had right intentions, and it was just like, hey, you know, and it is interesting because Spanish is the language is there's male and female, right? Mm-hmm. So, you know, if there could be 5 girls,
I got you,
and one guy in a group,
right?
You can't say Latinas. You can only say those Latinos, or you can only say
it ellos. Is a masculine and feminine and embedded in the language. Yeah, right?
So and you know, language obviously affects mindset, mentality, no question. So there is a reason. I kind of get it. I don't know if it was like, I don't know if it's going to catch on. I'm not against people using it.
Yeah.
You know, maybe I roll my eyes a little bit sometimes when I see a politician use it or whatnot. I think it's heyday. I don't think it's going to grow in more popularity. It doesn't seem that way. It seems like most people are kind of against it.
Right.
But I'm not against people using it. You know, like the same way that I would say Chicano, someone from Houston might say I'm Tejano. I associate it with being Texan, you know. It's like to each their own, you know? Like
humans, like, we like coming up with new words.
We do.
You know? We like trying new things out.
Yeah.
And some things don't stick.
Some things don't stick. I'm not against it though, because I think it does have good intentions.
You're the first person who explained that aspect to me. I literally just didn't. I never explored that word.
Yeah.
But that makes sense. I mean, people are not non-gender conforming these days.
If I was like, you know, I mean, I don't know if I should say this, but like, if I was a woman, here we go. If I was a woman, if I was lesbian, sure. I was, you know, progressive and political.
Yeah.
You know, the word might be suiting more for me, and I might take more pride in it because it's like I'm Latinx. I'm, you know, that means, you know, it's including everyone, you know, and I think that's okay. I think that's a part of it. I think it's okay for that to exist. I don't think it's going to catch on, you know, and I think there is maybe some English in it. I kind of wish they chose Latine with an E. Because the X just sounds too weird. It just like, I don't like that.
It sounds like robotic or something.
Latinx and like
there's not a lot of X's in the Spanish language.
Yeah, and maybe that was the whole point, to bring more attention to it. But I'm not against the movement. I don't think it's going to catch on. I wouldn't ever use it to describe myself.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good point you bring up. Like identity in this country, especially if people with more indigenous roots. This country puts an effort into assimilating you into being an American rather than what your family has been for years or something. Like people say they're French or Italian or something. I've ever told, like, unless I go to those countries, I guess, tell people I'm American. You know,
you don't want to.
I don't have a huge pride in being an American.
Yeah.
To the point where I'm like, yeah, man, I'm an American.
I'm an American.
Like, and a lot of this country does feel that pride.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
There's just not enough that's keeping me super in love with the idea of being. Also, to say that we're American, like, it's the United States. You know, there's Canadians who are American.
Yeah. It's a strange concept.
Yeah.
The whole thing is super strange.
Yeah.
It's very weird.
Right.
It's like, you know, a lot of countries have like deep histories and origins, and the U.S. does too, but it's just so all over the place, and it's
right. In a lot of, Los Angeles, it's a Spanish, you know, title.
Yeah.
A lot of the cities in this fucking in Illinois or the Midwest are all Native American names.
State names.
Illinois, Chicago,
Oklahoma. Yeah. I think Dakota.
Yeah, they're all Native American tribes.
Most things are. I think like at least half of our states are named after or Native Americans. Yeah.
And it's a disturbing reality that we almost eradicated that entire culture.
Yeah.
And just allocated them to some reservation where you don't have to see them.
It's strange.
And yet we exploit their language.
Yeah. Romanticize it.
Yeah.
I remember reading that a lot of the street names in LA obviously are Spanish, like Los Feliz.
Sure.
Los Feliz.
Whatever.
And a lot of them were named after, those weren't the original names. Like, you know, Americans gave them those names, romanticizing about a previous past where the Spanish did colonize,
right,
as well too.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, missionaries.
Yeah, missions.
Yeah. A lot of them just white people coming here to preach their bullshit to the tribes or whoever happen to be here, and what is Texas is. Where did that come from? Do you know?
Oh, you asked the right person.
Yeah.
No.
Do you know?
Do you know about Six Flags? You know the story behind, you know what Six Flags means?
No.
The Six Flags, the amusement park?
Yeah.
So the original was in Dallas, I think, Six Flags over Texas. And the name comes from all the Six Flags that once ruled Texas.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah, it's you have Spain, France, Mexico, the Confederacy, the United States itself, and then Texas, which was its own country for 10 years before it joined the Union.
Right.
So the French were there first. Well, obviously Native Americans were there first.
Yeah.
When they probably crossed from Alaska, from Russia.
Sure.
And then I think, the French were in there first. And they tried taking it. And then the Spanish came and had a better footing. And then, Mexican won its independence from Spain. So it belonged to Mexico. And then Mexico started... they started allowing Americans into Texas so they could start, working the land. They thought it would be more economically well. And then, Battle of the Alamo happened in San Antonio, which was actually over slavery. And this is something I didn't know.
Really?
I grew up in San Antonio. The main reason for the Battle of the Alamo, I mean, there was a lot of reasons, but one of the big sole reasons was over slavery. Slavery was already outlawed in Mexico and it wasn't in the States. And at the time, it was Texas still belonged to Mexico. It's like, you can't do this slave stuff, and that's one of the reasons why they fought. And then, of course, Texas didn't win the Alamo, but they won the whole thing, and it became its own state for a while. They rewrote some of the history during that 10-year span, and then joined the Union.
Texas. It is wild how big fucking Texas.
Texas is gigantic.
It's gigantic, and it makes sense why they treat it as its own country. And
rightly so. It's bigger than like most countries, probably.
Yeah, and an iconic shape. You got to give it that. Like that's.
I agree. More than California.
Oh yeah,
it's got a cool shape.
I would agree.
Yeah,
and yeah,
you're right though. Texas has like a very iconic shape.
I think of you put that on a shirt and it'll sell.
Yeah, it does.
It's its own brand.
It is. Oh. Yeah. Don't mess with Texas.
Don't mess with Texas. Yeah. Everything's bigger in Texas, bro.
The Texan pride is unreal.
Unreal.
It's stronger than any other state, hands down.
And I get it.
Yeah.
I never felt any Illinois pride.
I
don't know why that is.
It's Chicago pride.
It's Chicago.
Yeah.
If you're not in Chicago, you're basically in. I mean, that's a lot of this country. Once you leave the main city,
yeah, the progressive city,
you're in the South.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just conservative Oregon, ideals and shit.
Colorado.
Yeah. I don't know exactly why that is, but just how it goes. But I think, there's some states, and I think it's a lot of the red states that just have more pride than maybe left people do. Like Floridians love Florida.
Yeah. It's real.
I mean, I guess New Yorkers do love New York, but a lot of them just hate everyone around them.
Yeah.
And express that verbally. I feel like if I grew up in, a city where, that is more diverse, like if you grew up in LA where everyone isn't from here, it's hard to feel like, it's like the same culture or community, maybe, because it's always just in flux. I don't know what I'm getting at with that.
Yeah.
But like Texas, it's firmly Texas.
Yeah. There was for the longest time. I think it's slow. It's starting to change, but you're right. It's just people who have had generations of family in one state. And to get to the next major city, you got to travel 3 to 5 hours.
Right.
It's just like, you don't know anywhere else. Like I know a lot of people in Texas who have never left Texas.
Yeah.
It's just so big, and it's just like
you live and die in your 50-mile radius.
And I don't know where the pride thing comes from. It could be just a combination of a lot of things, cowboy mentality, and just like they did fight off the Mexicans, they won. It's just like
you made it over though.
yeah, my dad made it through. I don't know where it comes from. It's very real though. Like it was ingrained in me growing up. Like I just thought Texas was the best, and like, it's like everywhere. Texas pride. Here's a good example. The Texas flag is the only United States flag or state flag that can fly at the same height as the American flag.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because it was its own country for 10 years, and that was one of the, I guess, prereqs into joining the union.
I bet you it flies higher in some towns.
Yeah, you bet. Yeah.
Well, and too, like one of the best like exports that any like Mexico clearly is cuisine, dude. Like Tex-Mex. Tacos dominate the United States.
Yeah.
Everyone loves fucking tacos.
Yeah, it's real.
And there isn't like, I guess like American food, like hot dogs.
Burger, yeah.
Well, none of that shit is in reality American.
Sure.
It comes from...
exported.
Other exported. The Frankfurt. Hamburg.
The Hamburgs.
The Hamburg. I don't know if they invented the burger, but that's bullshit.
That's a good theory. I've never thought of it that way.
It could be bullshit. Pizza, clearly, Italy. But yeah, America just obviously puts a spin on everything to make it worse for you.
Yeah. Or better. Depends.
Yeah,
I feel like
the mass-produced versions of things.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, which we love to do.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I think that's what builds relationships. Food is what brings
people together.
These cultures together more than anything.
Yeah.
And
I think that's something all Americans can get down with.
Yeah.
A taco, right? Or something. Right. Food is something that we don't really disagree on.
No.
Sports, even too, maybe to a certain degree.
Sports,
maybe not so much.
No. I think that's where the tribe thing really.
It is a little tribal,
ramps up, especially in the South. Those people love their football, dude.
Yeah.
The college football is interesting too because that has almost more sway than the professional leagues.
Yeah.
And I don't give a shit about any of that.
Yeah. Good for you.
Yeah. Do you watch it?
It's a waste of time.
It's a waste of time.
I do. Yeah. I'm a sucker for it.
Yeah. Because you grew up with it.
I grew up with it. Yeah. Football is obviously a little bit more complicated now with all the science coming out.
Oh yeah. Concussions.
It's just like no kid should be banging their head at full force. It's just a terrible idea.
And
does it make for great TV? Absolutely.
Yeah.
unfortunately.
I think that we should get rid of helmets, honestly.
And make it like the real deal.
Yeah,
See,
yeah.
like, hey, do you really want to play football?
Right.
Yeah.
If you really want CTE and the $1 million contract.
If I have kids, never. I won't let them play football.
No. I did it for 2 years and I hated it.
I did it for 2 years in middle school and it wasn't fun. The games were sometimes fun, but the practices sucked.
Dude, all the coaches
miserable.
are just trying to make your life hell.
Yeah.
What's
It's just
the
like
fun in that?
Yeah, they're just like outputting insecurities probably onto younger kids.
Right.
And it's just like, it's so military. It's so weird. Like, it's just like you sweat out in the sun, dehydrated, banging your heads against other kids.
And won't let you get water or something.
Yeah. And it's just like everyone's acting as tough and macho as possible. It's just like, is this the right way of raising kids? Like, I can understand teamwork and leadership and stuff like that, but there's other ways to do that. I had a lot of friends who played football. Football's huge in Texas.
Sure.
It's like religion.
Yeah.
It's just so miserable. Just like, it's just so weird.
Well, I think, again, like, it's like preparing people for the military.
Yeah. Low key.
Yeah.
Low key, for sure.
And no other sport really does that. At least.
No, you're right.
Football is kind of.
ROTC, but it's not really a sport.
Yeah. And like, I did volleyball. And dude, like, I probably could have smoked a joint before every game and performed just as well.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Low impact.
Swimming. I was a swimmer.
Swimming, yeah. Right.
Good for the body. You work out every part of the body.
Were you doing water polo?
Super easy on your joints. I did play water polo. I was captain senior year.
That's a tough sport.
It is a tough sport. It was super fun. Super underrated.
Yeah.
Everyone who plays football should be in water polo.
It's kind of physical too with
incredibly physical.
People kind of beat you up in that, right?
Dude.
Or drown you.
Yeah.
Damn.
It's what happens underwater stays underwater.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Is that are there co-ed water polo things?
Yeah, we would play against for practice and stuff, but not full on sport or not full on games.
Sounds kind of sexy.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are the girls' outfits usually?
One suit, just one. It was super tight one suit, and then they wear a cap where it protects your ears.
I had a friend actually, a girl in my high school who I was really close with, her hair was like bleached by the end of each season.
Yeah, it's gross.
It's really gross.
Yeah,
and she always just smelled like chlorine.
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, not so much with the hair, but definitely smelled like chlorine in first period.
Yeah.
I mean, you would shower, but it lingers.
Yeah,
it's super strong.
It stays around.
Yeah. Good for acne, I think.
Is it?
I don't know.
That doesn't sound true. I'll quote you on that one though.
No, it dries out your skin. You got to moisturize a lot afterwards. You have to condition your hair before and after if you want to maintain it.
I like the smell of chlorine though.
I don't mind it.
You know,
I'm used to it though.
Yeah.
Like
there's a nostalgia around it.
Yeah, for me, I mean, all my brother and sister, we all did swim team in my neighborhood, and I was just a pool rat. I'm just very used to the water.
Yeah. Do you ever get like ear infections and shit?
Oh yeah,
all the time.
2 or 3 times, yeah, easily.
Dude, I was telling someone about this, but I went scuba diving like
sick
a while back, and it was in Hawaii, I think. And I wasn't like decompressing, like you're supposed to like blow out your mask, at least the mask I was using. And you're supposed to blow out it as you go like deeper to like decompress your like sinuses or some shit. I don't fucking know. But I knew something was like fucked up as I was going deeper. And by the time we get up, dude, I was deaf.
Oh my God.
I couldn't hear out of my ears.
For how long?
For like 2-3 days.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
No shit.
So I wasn't.
Is that common?
If you aren't performing the
dude, that's
decompression thing, right? I know. I was scared.
So you were just deaf in Hawaii for 2 days?
And I was kind of like trying to play it off like nothing was wrong. Because I'm like not responding to anyone calling my name, you know?
That's hilarious.
But yeah, so now I'm kind of like weirded out by the scuba thing.
That's fair. I'm weirded out by scuba stuff.
Yeah.
Like I love water, but
it's
going
dangerous.
lower than,
it's dangerous, dude.
I don't want to go too deep.
Yeah.
Also, ocean and pool water, very different.
Ocean is very scary, dude.
That's like nature at you.
Yeah. You don't know who's swimming up on you.
Sharks, waves.
Yeah.
Jellyfish.
Or these fucking psychopaths who like go in like cave diving.
Dude, fuck that.
That's
never
a death sentence. Dude.
Yeah, that's frightening. I have like, that's like a nightmare. Just being stuck in a cave.
Oh my God.
Like the rope thing is untied and you're just lost in a cave and you only have like 5 minutes left of oxygen.
Right. Well, a lot of those caves, like the people who explore them, they put up like a sign at the beginning with like a skull and a crossbones, like just don't come in here.
Yeah.
And yeah, you kick up silt, and it's just in the water, and you can't see in front of your fucking face for
no desire
for an hour and a half until it settles, and then you're out of oxygen.
No, never.
Terrifying.
Yeah, there's a lot of movies about that.
Yeah,
negative for me. It's cool that people do it. Good for them, but
it's so dumb.
Yeah, I just no desire.
And the cave spelunking, same thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Just stay out of the caves, bro.
Stay out of caves. Yeah,
stay on land. Yeah, you're asking for it.
Oh yeah.
All right, should we do? So I got some like like bad advice bits that people write in, and we kind of help them through some.
Oh, so these are real life bad advice.
Real life people.
Okay, real life people who need advice, and we're giving them bad advice intentionally.
No, it's just it ends up being bad advice often.
Okay, perfect. Love it.
With me giving it, you know. So let's see what we got here.
Fire away.
All right, this was kind of funny. So I have a macrophilia fetish. Essentially, it's the idea of being very small while everything else is very big and being used by giant women. It wouldn't be that bad, but the issue is that it's the only way I can get turned on, so I can't have normal sex. This fetish is ruining my life. Is there any way I can change this? Wait. I've never heard of this.
So his fetish is big women?
Yeah, I guess so.
But
being really small.
Him being small. And,
yeah.
Okay.
Like Ant-Man vibes. I don't know.
Okay. And what's the problem? He can't find big enough women?
Yeah. I think he's, he can't have normal sex. I don't know what that entails.
Yeah.
Sounds like he just needs to find some big bimbo.
Just go bigger.
Yeah, go big or go home, bro.
You thought you got, I mean, have you gone to Texas?
Yes. Oh, you're right, dude. There's a few big girls down there.
I mean, Houston, San Antonio, they're always one of the most obese cities, easily.
I don't yeah.
I don't know if that, obese and big's different maybe, but.
Right. I don't know if he's talking about like tall.
Yeah.
Or wide. I don't know if one is his turn on or the other. But yeah, I mean, do you live in America?
Yeah. Maybe not.
You know, go outside.
Yeah.
It's not that hard to find a big woman.
Yeah.
Go to Walmart.
Yeah.
You'll find them quick.
Not in LA though. I think LA is a little tough to find
Go
a
to
big
Chicago,
woman.
dude.
Go to Texas.
Go to Texas.
Go to Texas.
There's a lot of butter.
Go to Texas. Go to like a really like gross Tex-Mex or barbecue spot.
Yeah.
And or Luby's. You know Luby's?
Luby's? No.
It's like cafeteria food.
Oh no, like buffet shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just go one of those spots. Yeah.
But is there a way you can't really get rid of your fetish? That's like ingrained in you. Like you need to go to real therapy or something. I
mean, therapy should probably be the answer for all these questions.
Yeah. Right. But, if you're asking people for help.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, can you change a fetish?
Do you have any fetishes?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, sure.
Yeah. Anything you want to talk about? Nothing too
crazy. Yeah. I wish I had like something kind of.
You don't like to be dangled from the ceiling?
No.
Spinning?
No. Not yet.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Yeah. Crucified on the wall?
No. I wish I had something, but no.
Yeah.
You?
Not really, dude.
Yeah.
I guess, you know, like your type is kind of a fetish.
Mm-hmm.
And not really a fetish, but
yeah.
Fetish kind of insinuates
like something weird and gross that most people don't do.
Yeah,
that you find
something
sexually
non-vanilla.
Yeah.
That you need to get off.
Yeah. Like feet. Like I love feet.
Yeah.
I want to suck on toes, right? Like,
do you?
No.
Oh.
But that would be a good example.
Yeah.
No. I'm trying to think.
Yeah, toes. I can pass on not seeing your toes.
Yeah.
Although if there's a threshold of disgusting, they need to be kept, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
You know, if they're like 20-inch long nails, I'm like, what else are you not keeping up on?
Yeah. For real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is kind of something sexy about it, a giant woman, though.
Oh, yeah.
You know, having their way with you.
Yeah. That does sound sexy.
It's not really my vibe.
Yeah.
But I could see it. Like a lot of guys love chicks with massive asses.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really like that, but all the power to you.
Yeah. To each their own.
Yeah. Are you more like a medium-sized booty kind of guy?
I like big booties.
Do you?
Yeah. But like, I'm pretty open, man. I like all shapes and sizes.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
Me too.
I guess you could say I have a preference, but then, I could be wrong,
You don't know until you find the person too.
Yeah.
There's so many variables
Mhm.
in a partner
Yeah.
that combine into you wanting to be with them.
Mm-hmm.
Just having a big booty, if that's your only prerequisite.
Yeah, no.
You need to raise your standards
Agreed.
a little bit.
Agreed.
Yeah. Do you have anyone who's ever had like a crippling fetish like this?
Crippling fetish?
Like something,
Do I know anyone?
Yeah, that's like demanded their attention. I mean, some people have like this like a latex fetish that like how do you finding people that need all this leather or something just to have sex? It's like such a time investment.
Yeah, no.
That's
I mean, it'd be cool to do.
Yeah,
but
occasionally,
not necessary.
like every time.
No, that's too much work.
Way too much work.
No,
dude.
you gotta
You gotta manage your time.
You gotta manage your time. Yeah.
How do you find those people? I don't even know.
What?
Some sex club.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, certain circles.
Yeah. All right, macrophilia. It seems like this guy just needs to go to San Antonio.
Yeah, he needs to go to San Antonio, go to a Tex-Mex spot.
Yeah. And just camp out.
And just camp out.
You'll find one in an hour.
Yeah.
And just go hit on him.
Yeah.
And just dangle a burrito.
Yeah.
In front of them.
Churros,
yeah.
what Charles Barkley would say.
I fucking love churros. All right, let's see what else we got here. This is kind of an offshoot of this one. What's the sexiest thing a woman does that women don't realize? Asking for a friend.
Repeat that one more time. What's
the sexiest thing a woman does that women don't realize is sexy? I guess it could be physical or... Some people love a girl that reads a lot.
Yeah, that's hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's hot.
Yeah.
I think it gets to be a point where it's like, do you have any other hobbies other than diving into these other realms,
Yeah. Women read more than men.
Oh, yeah, for
There's
sure.
data for that. I wonder why.
I don't know. I think we need more action,
Yeah.
Something exploding.
Yeah.
I like picture books.
Yeah.
No,
I like reading articles on Reddit.
Yeah. Yeah. Followed by porn gifs and well, I think women do a lot of things that they don't realize are sexy because men are always it's on their mind a lot.
Yeah. I think women fighting for women equality or are being behind feminist movements is sexy.
Sure.
And they may not see it that way. They may see it as like, oh, all men hate this. But I think it's hot when a woman's like down with that and is doing something about it.
Yeah, fighting.
Yeah.
Fighting for something they're passionate about.
Easily. Passion's hot.
Fighting other women.
Fighting other women.
Cat fight.
Sure. If it's for a good cause.
Yeah. It's for charity.
No, I think they can suspect that cat fighting is sexy.
Yeah, I think everyone can agree on that. Mud fights.
Yeah,
I don't think women do that.
Mud fights with white t-shirts on.
Yeah. I don't think women just do that out of the blue though. I'm trying to think. What do women do?
Oh, I got one.
Yeah.
Being open about their feelings. Women are way more likely to actually be honest and say what's on their mind and not hold back their feelings.
Sure.
And that's hot. That's cool. That's what
bottle it up.
That's what, which men do.
Yeah.
And we're taught that. We're conditioned to just like put our feelings aside. It goes deep. It goes, the men had to go hunting, right?
Sure.
So it's like you can't focus too much on issues and troubles. And today's metaphor for that, the men go work hard and make the money, blah, 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 which is bullshit. But just the fact that women, especially among each other, are willing to share a lot more. I don't think guys are just like...
It's a different brain chemistry, dude.
Yeah. It's like we don't really talk about the same things. What do you say? There's bathroom talk, right? Women have bathroom talk. That's probably healthy for guys to have. We just talk about stuff that's not that,
Right. I mean, that's one of the reasons I started doing this podcast is like how often...
I was going to say, we're kind of doing that now.
How often do people just talk with no distractions, dude? It's not often.
I like that. That's real. I haven't looked at my phone.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I mean, women love gossiping.
Chisme. Yeah.
They do love it.
Yeah.
And I mean, I do too, but they're kind of pros at it.
It's at a different level.
It's like a job.
Not as hot.
That's not
the hot part.
You know.
But yeah, I like that women are like.
I love a sexy voice, dude.
Oh, dude.
A good voice.
Yeah.
I mean, that can make or break a woman for me.
Yeah.
If your voice is like too high and nasally, then,
yeah. Smell.
I like a smoky alto. Smell is big.
Smells everything. Actually, that's science. Yeah, whether you're aware of it or not, we're attracted to smell.
Yeah.
There's certain people's body odors that we actually enjoy the smell.
Sure.
So when a woman sweats and we like that smell, that's like a keeper. That's a good sign biologically that you're attracted to her.
Yeah.
There's someone that you could be really attracted to physically. The minute you smell their smell, it just doesn't do it for you.
Yeah.
You may not even realize that that's the reason, but it could indirectly be the reason why you're maybe less attracted to him or something.
I was with a girl I was with a girl once.
And sick, bro.
Just letting you know.
Okay, good. Because I was under the impression that you hadn't been with a girl.
We didn't have sex. I was just next to her for like 5 minutes. And anyways, I had a girl sleep over. Like we had sex and whatnot, but she was so sweaty. And
Turn off?
Turned me off so
Slimy.
much.
Yeah.
I didn't want to touch her. You know, I didn't want to cuddle her because she was so wet. Really, really icked me, bro.
Yeah.
So yeah, that didn't last at all.
Yeah.
And well, some guys might like that, you know, a slimy woman.
Yeah, I mean,
you know, there's someone for everyone.
Yeah, I think there's a time and place for that. Like, you guys both got done working out or something. Like, I could see like sweaty, gross sex, and then like we'll shower afterwards. You know. Yeah. But that can't be like the reg.
Always sweaty.
Yeah, that can't be the reg.
Yeah, this girl. Well, I actually dated a different girl who also was a very sweaty at night.
you just draw the sweaters.
I know they like me. And all my pillows would like start like stinking and whatnot. I'm like, it's disgusting.
Yeah, and
I guess I'm not though. I'm not a very sweaty guy. So it's like.
It's the opposite.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I think like, at least when I look back at all the women that I really liked, I didn't mind their BO. There was something about their BO that I actually liked.
Sure.
Like I could smell their shirt and be like, that's good. I don't mind it. I like, it's a good smell. Yeah.
Yeah. Most women I've been with, I love smelling remnants of them. You know?
You should.
And I don't like perfumes. I don't want to smell your deodorant.
Yeah.
I want to smell you. I think that's what most humans feel like. Yeah. You know, some artificial.
Keep it natural.
Yeah. Maybe that's the hippie in me, you know? I like a natural woman.
Do you like women with armpit hair?
Depends how much.
There's a line. I'm just joking.
There's a line.
Yeah. That's a strange thing, right? Like women cut a lot of their hair.
Right.
Everywhere.
They do.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Legs.
Yeah. I don't mind a little bit of anything.
Same.
You know?
Same. That's a good way to put it.
But if you got leg hair, like where it's like full you need to be brushing it, bro.
Yeah.
That's a bit much.
Yeah.
You know? Because I don't want to feel like I'm cuddling with a guy. You know?
Agreed.
And I don't mind pubes either. You know?
Definitely not.
I don't mind it. I also appreciate when it's like shapen, you know, formed into a lovely little pattern.
A little lawn work.
Yeah. A little mowing.
Yeah.
A
little trimming. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's, I don't know. I think that's
hot.
That's a hot thing.
Yeah. Agreed. What was the question?
What is something women do that they don't realize is sexy?
Well, definitely not that, because they probably do know it's sexy. Maybe they don't.
Right.
But we mentioned some stuff. Yeah.
We definitely mentioned a few things.
Yeah.
What do I do that I feel like I can't.
What's the opposite for us?
I feel like I can't even say that without sounding like a
asshole,
fucking piece of shit.
Yeah. Well, I'll attempt.
Yeah.
I think women are just like, I think they're really attracted to confidence.
Yeah.
And
You're
just,
right. Yeah.
And guys, I don't say we necessarily always have it more than women, but we're like conditioned to like fucking embrace that side of us.
Well, we're expected to be the ones approaching women on the regular, and there's a confidence needed for that.
Yeah.
Women want to be whisked away. You know,
they do.
They don't want to. I mean, a lot. Some women, can't speak for everyone,
of course,
but a lot of women are more of submissive in a man-woman relationship.
Absolutely.
And so yeah, it goes hand in hand of having a dominant, confident man next to you. I like a confident woman too, though.
Oh, 100%.
You know, that's just as hot.
It's just as hot.
Who loves
super sexy.
Yeah, who knows what they want.
Passionate.
Isn't playing games.
Yeah, isn't playing games.
Yeah.
To the point. Pays for dinner.
Dude, that's hot, dude.
Dude, okay. I mean, I know this. I don't want to be the guy, but it is hot.
Yeah.
It's super sexy. It's like, it's just out of the ordinary. Like, it's just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, you're taking them off guard.
Yeah.
Yeah. I went on a date and I don't usually pay like full. I usually try and split the first date,
That's totally reasonable.
And I paid for the whole thing. And then she ghosted me after. Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't it brutal?
Yeah, that sucks. That's always the biggest worry, right?
Yeah.
It's like, fuck, I paid for the whole bill.
Everyone ghosting is
real.
Is like a runaway train right now. People just doing it.
Wait, how do you define ghosting? Like full out no response?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or not explaining why you don't want to keep talking.
Yeah.
At least say something.
I agree.
Hey, like I don't think this is the vibe. I don't want to keep wasting time.
Yeah.
With you, which I think is just the adult thing to do.
Yeah.
And I've done that.
We've all done it. Yeah.
Ghosted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have.
Yeah, online.
Yeah.
I think when you're on the apps, it's like everyone does it.
I mean, it's a part of it.
Yeah. And once you start seeing each other in real life, that's when it gets to be a little like, you gotta send a text.
Yeah, say what's up. Like, hey, this isn't working. I've had a lot of women text me that.
Oh yeah.
Like, hey, I had such a great time, but after reevaluating my life, I think this isn't the direction I want to go, or I'm focusing more on work or whatever. It's like, okay, well, even if that's not the exact reason, you said something and now I know.
Yeah. You're not wasting my fucking time. Yeah.
But on the flip side, I also think like you kind of, if you send a text or two, no response, they're probably not into it. I think people will make an effort if they want it,
Yeah.
Totally. I mean, obviously there's a certain point where it's like, well, you got to go out of your way. Sure. But I don't think you should have to, if you're texting someone 5 times, that's a sign,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was with a girl for we went on a handful of dates and, just ghosted me out of the blue. Yeah. And it really caught me off guard.
Damn.
And I was like, what the fuck? And then I still see she looks at my stories and shit.
That's weird.
Isn't that weird?
That's so weird.
I know.
That's the weirdest. It's like you're still curious, but you're not talking. Like, that's strange. I don't like that.
That is bizarre.
Yeah.
I should block her.
That's a whole other thing.
Yeah.
Like Instagram friends, how that always wounds up. Like I'm friends with people on Instagram that I dated at one point, but don't anymore. And that's our only connection.
Sure.
Just occasionally looking at each other's stories.
Well, it's interesting. Before Instagram, where it was just like, I'll probably never see you again.
Yeah. Now you have to block them or see them for the rest of your life.
Right. Blocking is
But blocking's so harsh. It's also like, what? You blocked me?
It is brutal.
It seems brutal, but honestly, in some ways, it's probably the healthiest thing for a lot of...
It just helps you move on.
Yeah, because it's just like,
to cut the tie.
Yeah. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. It hurts, but I get it.
It is interesting. It's just humans value relationships so much. Yeah,
it's everything.
It's really all we have to keep us going. And when we close a door on one of those, it's like you feel like you got stabbed or something.
Yeah.
Unless you're a psychopath and you have no feelings.
There's people out there.
Some of us are.
Some of us are.
I think I've dated a couple. All right, let's see what else we got here. I'm Middle Eastern, but born and raised in the South. and have always been Southern. I started to feel more comfortable about my culture and wearing what I wanted a few years ago and bought myself a pair of cowboy boots. I used to wear them as a child, but never again after elementary school for fear of being laughed at. But I stopped wearing them after Yellowstone was introduced because of the massive increase in people buying boots and their fascination with cowboys and shit. Still, I bought a cowboy hat and I love it, but I also feel stupid and like a poser given I'm not a cowboy. Would I come off as a douche for wearing it? Please be honest. I'm a grown man.
This is great.
Yeah. Did you ever wear any of that shit?
No, never. Yeah. I could have.
Yeah.
I maybe should have.
Dude, I want a cowboy hat so bad.
You should rock it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same thing. I kind of feel like a poser a little bit.
I mean, there's no real cowboys really anyway. Like everyone already wearing hats is not really a cowboy anyway.
Sure,
you know?
Sure.
So my advice is actually pretty straightforward for this one. I mean, I get it, but if you personally enjoy it and it's not harming anyone, then rock it. Yeah. You know, and it goes back to confidence. Like if you're rocking your cowboy hat with confidence, no one gives a fuck.
Yeah, yeah. What makes it a cowboy hat too? Just because it's got a tilted brim?
There's a look. I couldn't tell you what it is, but there's a look. And the boots.
The 10-gallon hat.
Yeah.
There's a size to it.
Yeah. You know, but also like read the room too. Like I mean, honestly, that culture doesn't really belong to anyone. Now I think about it. Like they say, I think the original cowboys were actually like Mexicans or Spanish. Mm-hmm. And some even argue that like black people were the first cowboys.
Right. Yeah.
Or indigenous. There's like so many origins of the OG cowboy.
Sure.
But I think Mexico like was big with the missions and everything.
I know. They're expensive. Like a good one.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
They'll cost you a pretty penny.
Yeah.
And then people.
They're cool though. It's a look.
Cool though.
It's a look.
They keep you shady.
Yeah. It has a practical purpose. So do the boots.
You need the boots. If you're gonna rock the hat, you need the boots.
Yeah.
That's just a given.
Yeah. Agreed. Yeah.
You know,
a lot of people rock it in Texas. A lot.
Oh,
it's a look. It's a style. Even at my college for game days, people would just like put on their boots and their cowboy hats.
I love it. Yeah. I mean, I see people wear it here more as like a hipster thing.
Yeah.
You know, almost like a 70s.
Yeah. It's more like a hippie kind of like chilling.
Sure.
Yeah. Like a space cowboy type thing.
I would love to throw down a nice hat though.
You should.
You know?
You absolutely should.
Do you have any nice?
I don't. It's not my style.
Yeah.
But if you're feeling it, you should definitely do it.
Feeling it. Thinking about it. We should go after this.
Yeah, let's go. I couldn't tell you where to go, but
go get fitted right now.
Just get some boots with spurs on them.
Yeah.
And
you kick someone with those boots?
Oof. Yeah.
You know, they're bleeding.
Fuck them up.
They're bleeding.
Yeah. It's like a weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sharpen the tips.
Yeah.
Your dad didn't wear cowboy boots?
No. He was a professor. It was like
Got you.
It was around, man. It was everywhere.
Yeah.
People would wear boots to high school.
Yeah.
People wear cowboys with their pickup trucks, take up 2 parking spaces. I mean,
I'd start talking with a twang if I had them.
Yeah. You would have to.
Yeah.
But it's a cool look. I'm not against it. It's dope.
Yeah.
Like I think
just confidence, bro.
Yeah, if anything, he should embrace it. Middle Eastern cowboy, it's super sick.
Yeah,
like
you could pass off as Mexican, honestly.
Yeah, and it also sounds original. I think like like now's the time. You should embrace that shit.
For sure, dude.
He could easily brand this like into something.
Right.
I don't know what he does for a living, but Middle Eastern cowboy in the South sounds fucking sick.
Yeah,
like that's a movie or show waiting to happen.
Yeah.
That's a band. Like
Middle Eastern cowboy.
I
love it.
Like, you could do so much with that.
Yeah.
I don't even know what kind of Middle Eastern, but you could have fun with that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm about it. And then bring it back to the Middle East.
There you go. Cowboys. Yeah.
Cowboy Arabians. I love it. Let's see. Let's do one more here, dude.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah.
Who's sending you these? ChatGPT.
Yeah. Yeah. Most of my guests are actually just AIs. You're the first real guest.
Or so you think.
Yeah. Right. What's behind the facade, my man? This is kind of interesting. Do you have any general life advice for a 17-year-old? I'm finishing high school with no college plans. How old are you, by the way?
I'm 32.
Nice. You've learned a thing or two in your day.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah.
17-year-old in college, no plans for college, or 17-year-old in high school, no plans for college.
That is
It's very vague, but
that's a year
it's
where
a turning point. Yeah,
you are deciding.
it is
a big path in your life. You know, especially if you do decide to go to college.
Yeah,
or a trade school.
I mean, you mentioned it earlier. Do what you love.
Yeah.
Figure out what you love or passionate about, and just follow through with that.
Right.
But also, just like, I wouldn't say college is necessary. It helps for a lot of things.
I don't think it's necessary anymore, dude.
For a lot of things, it's not, but it still is for some things.
Yeah. Like serious professional degrees.
Yeah. Like if you want to be a doctor, I'd hope you go to some school to get certified.
You can learn that one on the job.
YouTube. I mean, maybe one day, heart surgery will be done by AI. But,
yeah, exactly.
But yeah, this is an interesting point in time. AI is getting realer and realer.
Mm-hmm. Learn to code.
A lot of instability. Yeah, I mean, coding's, I don't know. It's like, figure out what your goals are. If you want to make a lot of money, do that.
Don't be an artist.
Yeah, don't be an artist.
Yeah. Well, I think if you do want to go in the creative path, find people who are doing it.
Find a mentor.
Follow them around.
Yeah. Find a mentor.
And like I went to school for music and audio.
Where at?
Went to Harper in Palatine for my music theory degree.
Cool.
And then the Art Institute, Chicago for my audio engineering.
Sick.
In reality, you don't need to do any of that.
Mm-mm.
Find a studio, find someone who's doing something in the industry, and just work with them for pennies.
Hands down.
And spend all the money that you would have spent on school.
On a project.
Something to show off your perspective.
Couldn't agree with you more.
Yeah.
Use the internet.
I mean, most of the things I've learned.
Yeah, YouTube.
That I make money off of is I learn off YouTube.
Everything's on YouTube.
Or Google or whatever. Yeah. Too many people just don't have any work ethic.
Mm-hmm.
And they need some curriculum, especially when they're young. And a lot of people treat college as an excuse to go to like a Big Ten school and live that
style,
that life for 4 years and the college experience, which is valid. There's a social aspect to it that teaches you a lot about yourself, and you make a lot of relationships.
Community
going to a college that may benefit you down the road, but especially with the costs of it now, there's no point. Like I still know people who are turning 30 and they're still paying off their debt.
Yeah.
And
I am. I'm a few thousand away, but yeah.
Well, there you go. Yeah. I mean, congrats. You're almost fucking done with it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, if you didn't have that monkey on your shoulder for the last 10 years.
Would have been nice.
Would have been nice.
Yeah.
And a lot less stress in your life.
Yeah. No, I think if you're going into the arts, I would skip college.
Skip it.
For most arts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't need some fucking professor telling you what's right or wrong.
If anything, honestly, I made some really, really good connections in film school.
Yeah.
Like relationships.
I think film school is a unique one.
But
because you need a wide web to make a...
With that being said, I do think it also like halted my creativity in a strange way, because then I started thinking of the art form as like more like rules, and like I started comparing myself to my peers, and when you start getting graded for a film, it's like it just gets strange, and then you just start looking at the art form differently.
Sure.
I think film school, some of my creativity was halted because I was making movies as a teenager. I was like a lot, actually. I was a part of this nonprofit where I made a lot of music videos, short films, documentaries. Like I had already made like 20 films before I even went to college. So I didn't come in like not knowing, and for whatever reason, it was like I learned a lot, but it was like a lot of theory, and in some ways it made me like less willing to take risks. I think I was starting to compare more, and I was starting to think about what the professors were saying, and instead of just, almost being naive in a sense, I think it's good to be naive as an artist. You don't want to like think too hard about the business side of things. And, so I don't regret it. Obviously, I don't know if I would even be here if I didn't do the film school thing in LA, but it's not always the best. Like, it was a lot of money. It was just a lot of pretentious, like film school hipsters who love Tarantino.
Right,
you know, like it was
how
very
many people go there and don't know anything of it. Like it's the same thing when I was getting my audio degree. It was like, yeah, everyone loves music and the idea of being a producer or something. And then they come into the school and have no background. Don't know how to play an instrument. I've never recorded anything in their lives. And it's like, you're starting from ground zero.
Yeah.
Where you're just, a lot of those people didn't follow through with the degree. Mm-hmm. And they just, fell off, and I don't know what the fuck they're doing. But you need
probably making a lot of money. No,
they're probably billionaires. But I think that's one of the things about the whole college idea.
Yeah.
Is that a lot of people go to college with no background in anything, any degree that they're chasing, and they don't know what the fucking job is even out there for them after they get it.
They're still figuring it out.
And they don't even get a job in the field that they have a degree in.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's really weird.
It's really weird.
But yeah, half these companies want to see some degree on your resume.
Mm-hmm. It's real.
I don't know why that is. As much as a joke as it is sounding like you can learn anything on the job, most jobs you can learn on the job.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Like film.
Yeah.
Just
easily
learning on the job.
Easily.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Audio. And just
make the mistakes.
It's all about making mistakes.
Yeah.
And
it's all about doing it.
People are afraid to make mistakes and look stupid.
Yeah. You got to throw that away if you want to be an artist.
Yeah. Because you're gonna look stupid.
You're gonna look stupid. I still look stupid.
And as people have hits, like they're just like random, bottle lightning moments where like you're making garbage for a long time and then something just connects and then makes your career. And then then it's back to shit sometimes. Yeah. But maybe you can ride that success.
Yeah.
In regards to this guy, I don't know what his passions are.
Yeah, he had to be a little bit more specific. It's tough to help him out.
I don't know what he's...
17... I would say first and foremost, figure out what you want to do. I think that's pretty crucial.
You got the whole world ahead of you.
You got the whole world ahead of you. You have a lot to be excited about.
I was so fucking dumb at 17, dude.
So was I.
Like I still am. All through high school, I was making short... I was shooting like short videos for like comedy skits and stuff that I was writing and like putting on YouTube. And I was shooting like music videos and stuff. But it's like that those things lead you to the next path that you didn't even foresee.
Yeah.
When I started making these little comedy skits, like it got me into the idea of acting or the idea of being more confident on screen.
Mm-hmm. Do you act?
No, not. I don't call myself an actor, but I would be willing to. I've done a few.
Okay, good enough.
Little things, but it's like when you're doing music. At least for me, it was like I had to do video and photography to promote it. I had to learn how to produce to record it, and develop that confidence to put it out. Mm-hmm. So it was like the music necessarily might not be making me enough money to it's like when you're a company and you have like Yamaha, who's like, our motorbikes aren't making a lot of money, let's try pianos. They're just like doing anything that will make them some cash, but it's still under your name. And it's like whatever creative path, whatever creative endeavor helps fund the other aspects of your creativity. Yeah. That's kind of where I'm at in LA.
Yeah.
If
for this person, if they're going into the creative field, I'd say be ready to like do multiple things.
Yeah.
Like you can't,
exactly,
especially in today's world, you can't just be a photographer. You got to be a filmmaker. You got to be
right.
A photo editor, graphic
designer,
artist. Yeah. You have to know all these things. And even more so as time progresses, I think. I would start looking into AI. Honestly, for whatever field he's trying to go into, I think it's just the way we're headed.
Right. Yeah, if you can learn how to...
For the better or worse.
Just work a computer.
Yeah.
That's kind of...
Get good at the computer.
Like how many jobs...
don't need a computer.
Don't need a computer, sure. But how many jobs do need a computer? A lot of them. In this country. Yeah. Yeah, if you want to go work in the fields, you don't need to be online.
Maybe this guy does.
Yeah.
Maybe he's a farmer.
The fields sound kind of fun, dude.
Dude, it's a little off subject, but I think I like to see in our lifetime, I would hope, and it might be up to the millennials because we're kind of like the last. I think I would like to see some sort of counterculture movement against the internet, where it's going to be cool to be off the internet. It'll be cool to own a flip phone.
Sure.
Just like a total
I'm feeling it.
Yeah. I think one of the most cultural thing, actually the ultimate countercultural thing you can do right now is to be off the internet.
Get off social media. Yeah. At least.
Yeah. Whatever if you're a filmmaker, show your movie in a theater. If you're a musician, go play a show. If you're, it's like, if you want to be truly counterculture.
You know what I love?
It's tough.
There's a lot of actors in LA who have no online presence. And they just do their work, and they're some of the most recognizable people. Yeah, because of the industry they're in. Like Nicolas Cage is no online.
He doesn't need one.
He's a character, and he's permeating culture. Yeah, icon. Cillian Murphy from Oppenheimer. Yeah, I saw an interview with him, and the interview was like, "Have you seen this Cillian Murphy meme about you?" And he's like,
it's huge. Yeah,
he's like, "What's a meme?" And I'm like, wow, like the ultimate offline response where you don't even know what a fucking meme is.
I'm weirdly jealous of artists who made a name for themselves without the internet. Yeah. Before that time. It's just like, it's more beautiful, and it's just like, they don't need it. Like,
you solidified a career without.
And it's dope because then you can stay off. You can just ignore all the noise and just be like, I'm already I'm already there. I'm already branded. Like, I don't need to fucking tweet something.
Dave Chappelle said something in the same vein where he's like, I'm canceled, like online. That's not even a real place. Yeah, and he doesn't have any social media, so it's like the only people coming to his shows want to see him. Yeah, so he doesn't. None of that affects him at all. Yeah, and I think people put too much power in the internet as well.
I'm jealous. I kind of wish I came up as a filmmaker. Like if I had, instead of moving to LA in 2012, if I moved here in like 2003, 2004, that would have been a really good sweet spot. Sure. Kind of like the digital revolution is about to happen. Yeah. But Instagram wasn't a thing, Yeah. It would have been a good time. And I think it was even a better time for indie filmmakers than even now. Oh, in a strange way.
And there's just more money in everything. There was more money in everything. People are just throwing at projects, Yeah. It's the same thing with music. There's a lot less investment in newer artists than there used to be.
Everything's coming. I'm for the first time, and I think it might be this year in particular, and I think a lot of it has to do with the AI stuff, ChatGPT, all this Mid-Journey, people being able to make Biggie lyrics with Tupac lyrics with Biggie's voice. Like, I'm just like, for the first time, I'm really sensing like everything just coming to like a full. Like we're all in a rush to something. I don't know what it is, but it's just like
things are a dangerous culmination of events right now.
It's a shit ton of content. It's a shit ton of everything, and everything's going really fast. Yeah. I don't know where it's going to lead to, but it's like I'm really like it's really things are starting to feel a little weird, as an artist. I don't know what it is.
I agree. Cuz it's like people are there's AI making art and we're like having to like work in the fucking coffee shop to fund the art that's being used for people who aren't artists.
Everything's going digital really, really fast. Yeah. Really, really fast.
Right. I know. And that's why I think I like taking a step back from it and shooting on film, for example. And
I need to do that soon.
Yeah, we should go shoot.
I'm down.
Do you shoot stills? Not really.
I need to. I need to explore that again. I do on my iPhone. Yeah. But
that doesn't count.
It doesn't count.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's on film.
Stop film. Yeah, dude. So are you, I know we talked a little bit about it, but anything new coming up that you want to promote or talk about more? I know you got your doc that you're wrapping up.
Yeah, doing the doc. Well, not wrapping up. I haven't started actually. That's going to be a long time coming thing. Gotcha. That's like the big project. I'm going to be directing a thriller short film in the fall.
Oh, sick.
A script I wrote, narrative. I'm excited to get back into that. Nice. I will be looking for a up and coming young woman actor. And
I know a couple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we should talk. And yeah, I have a lot of like things wrapping up.
You have to cast me as the love interest that gets murdered off though.
Okay.
I'll
consider it. I'll write it in.
You can kill me off like in the first 5 minutes.
Add some backstory.
Yeah.
I like some exposition.
Yeah.
I like that.
I'm in.
But yeah, that's really it. This is gonna be the year of more personal projects. So I have those things. I'm also working on a mini short doc on an artist he goes by Frohawk Two Feathers. He's a really dope painter in LA. And that's really it. I have a lot of stuff like wrapping up. Like I shot a documentary series last year on Essence Magazine.
Oh, sick.
That will be coming out on the Oprah Network.
Oh, really?
At some point. Yeah.
Nice. What's that about?
It's about Essence Magazine, the Black women's beauty magazine.
Okay.
Yeah, which started in the 70s. And each episode will be on a different decade. And we interviewed like everyone, which was really cool.
Nice.
But that's really it right now. I wish I had like personal projects kind of wrapping up so I could really push that, but in due time.
Yeah, dude. What's your Instagram for the
Funkycold, funky_cold. Yeah.
I love that.
You know where that comes from?
No, what's that from?
Well, my last name's Medina.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if that helps you.
Is that Spanish for chili?
I wish. So there's a song called Funkycold Medina by Tone Loc.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know who that is.
He's a hip hop. A lot of people don't. I didn't until because I have the last name, so it came to me. He's a hip hop artist from the late 80s. Actually, LA based, I think. Nice. He was signed to Delicious Vinyl, which is now a pizza joint in LA. If anyone gets a chance to go, it's kind of cool. There's a lot of like hip hop history.
Sick.
But yeah, Funkycold Medina was the name of the track.
Got you.
So growing up, older folks would nickname me Funkycold, and I didn't understand it. And I finally put the two together.
So no one knows how the fuck to find you online.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, precisely.
All right, dude. Well, yeah. I love it. I'm glad we fucking ran into each other at that
that was dope.
Random ass party.
Yeah. Dude, I'm excited for you too, man. I you got all these t-shirts things going on and music and photography.
You keep living.
Yeah. Your graphic art is dope. The t-shirt stuff. You're onto something there.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. I'll show you some goodies in a bit.
Sick.
All right, dude. Carlos, I'll talk to you soon, brother.
Sounds good, man. Thanks for having me on.
Peace out.
Peace.